Good morning, besties. What is today? Thursday. Happy Thursday. What's going on with ya? Shout out to everybody that is here. Please make sure you hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. What is going on, y'all? Happy Thursday. For those of y'all that are working, happy work day. For those that are not, shout out to us. The truck is done. They actually called pretty early. This morning, but I had already scheduled the live stream. So I'm like, all right, I see y'all this afternoon. Hold on a second. Sorry, y'all. So like last night, not having a car, right? Not having my truck. It's like, oh my God, I'm kind of stuck. Not really, but because I don't have my car. I was like, oh my God, I feel like naked. I'm not necessarily naked, but it's like, where's my car? It's supposed to be here with me. So if I wanted to go to Haagen-Dazs, not that I'm going to Haagen-Dazs, even though I love going to Haagen-Dazs, I'd have to Uber it or DoorDash it. I could use the other car, but in my mind, it's like, it's not, I want my own car. Does that make sense? I want my own car. That's crazy. So hopefully it's all taken care of, because it was one of the things that the truck did was the backlight, what is it? Brake light, some light, child. The light in the back, and all the casing was broken, and I don't know if the light worked. I'm not back there. And it may have cajoled it into something else, because then the indicator light came on, the check engine light thing came on, then it went off. I'm like, y'all just look at it all. Y'all just look at it all. So they had to keep it overnight because they didn't have all the parts or some mess like that. So how come they never have the parts? Like, what? You're a whole ass Jeep dealership. Why don't you have the parts? What the hell do I come to you for? I might as well went to Hyundai. Anyway, while I was perusing, sorry, I'm a little bit distracted, my bad. While I was perusing the internet last night, I saw a few things as far as the Shreveport 8 is concerned. So I got an update on that for y'all. Then a couple people are still talking about Ashley and what she may have done. Now, when we said it, people got all upset. And in their feelings. You don't know. Well, child, neither do you. But I know what it sounds like, allegedly. And clearly somebody else saw and said, oh, I know what it sounds like, allegedly, too. And they have more insight into it, because I'm not an influencer. I mean, someone else would say I am, but I'm not trying to influence nobody. I'm just running off at the mouth, right? Other people try to get people to do things that they want them to do. Okay. Anyway, y'all got that. So I had been listening to her in the early morning, and then I was just like, oh no, oh wow. I'm like, all right, so we're gonna have to look at this. And then go over to TikTok, because you know they always got something to say. So we gotta listen to TikTok. So we got a lot of stuff to do. I'm gonna try not to cut it short, because I gotta go get my truck, child. Anyway, I see y'all up in here. Hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. Share the stream, child. Share the stream. Let me go ahead and go on over to Instagram. Yeah, we're going to Instagram for a second to see some positivity, y'all. Some funny positivity, because we never do that, right? There's a lot of crap going on in the world, though, y'all. There's a lot of crap going on. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Shout out to Ali. I see you. I appreciate you. Excuse me. I don't know where I found this guy at, but he is so freaking funny, okay? Walk sauce. Can y'all hear me? I mean, I'm assuming you can. Can you hear me, Bueller? Do I need to bring it closer? Is that good? Bueller? Let me know. So this dude is named Walk Sauce, and he always is making fun of how these influencers actually are, because don't they act so damn stupid? They seem so damn extra. I'll call it extra. So he says literally no one but girls at the airport, the way that they are at the airport, influencers. I take one look at you, you're taking me out of the ordinary. Okay, I'm gonna have to mute it, but Ain't this how they act though? You see, he got his Starbucks there. Where is Harmonize at? Where is Harmonize? Ain't that how they act? They sit up here and do all this extra shit and then get in front of the camera in order to post it. And people just be following these people just for this. Now, listen, I've never seen anybody doing all this, but you know that we've seen these people do this on their different, and he got an Arby's jacket. Goodbye, sir. I just realized he got an Arby's jacket on. Hot girls eat Arby's. Hot girls eat, who eats Arby's? I've never eaten that shit a day in my life. He's got nice hair. Who eats Arby's? Anybody? That is too funny. Somebody in the comments said, I need a green tracksuit from the Olive Garden. He's wearing an Arby's jacket. At first, I thought it was a jacket for when you go to the racetrack. I thought that's what that jacket was for, but I guess not. All right. Shout out to Arby's, I guess. Y'all like it? There you go. That is how them girls be acting, though. He's got a slew of them. They are so funny. All right, shout out to that man. Let me go on over to the book, child. Let me go to the book. So you can see y'all's kids. This is how y'all's kids be acting. It says he, excuse me, he is having a meltdown because his game was taken from him. Emmy stick? I don't know what Emmy stick is, but.
Hello? Hello? You know, I never understood what it meant when my mama say, I'm gonna knock you in the next week until right now. Because here we are, next week. You've been asleep a long time. Have you lost your mind? If you don't remember what happened, you went full on stupid. So then I had to get stupid, and here we are. So here's a couple of things. TV and game is gone, for sure. You're lucky you're still here. That's only the hand of God that you're still here. So get your ass up, go in there and clean that mess up. Oh, I left a mess. I'm not cleaning that up. And let's not play these games, okay? I love you, but we are not going to act like we don't have home training, all right? Okay, then. Get to it.
Come on, home training. Come on, home training. Child, y'all know these people ain't got no damn home training today. Child, I just noticed, I watched this already, that he messed up the TV. I mean, obviously this dude is just doing a bit to this, but he punched it, broke the TV. What in the world? Well, what do you think he's going to do later on if you don't nip this shit in the bud? Now, I'm going to have to take it back to Generation X. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Now, just imagine, first of all, that you acted like that with all that motion. Let me let this play. With all that motion and all that carrying on. Look at the mother standing there. Girl, if you don't do something with that little bastard, that TV is broke. Did you see that? That TV is broke. How much he paying for that? How much is he paying for that? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. It'd be one less kid. Here's another situation where, child, you gonna come home and you gonna have one less kid. You gonna have one less kid because I will beat your ass. Good and beat. Okay. So he's saying that he got slapped in the next week. That's a Generation X thing. How many of y'all ever heard, I will knock you into next week, next year, next month, and all that type of stuff? Wasn't nobody playing back then. I don't care what none of y'all say. I don't know who taught y'all. Y'all must have been raised by millennials. These people must have been raised by millennials, because ain't no way. Just like if we went to the store with our parents, right? What would they say? Don't ask me for nothing. Don't look at nothing. Don't touch nothing. Say I'm lying. It'd be straight before you even get into the store. Give you a look. Your mama would. And be saying, don't touch nothing. Don't ask me for nothing. Don't look at nothing. How the hell you going into the store and not looking at? How the hell you going into the store and you can't look at anything? But the rules was given to you before you got in that bitch. And then it was like, no. And then if you tried to touch something, it would be you would get the look. Do you think these kids know do you think these kids know the look? Exactly. They don't know nothing about no look. That lady sitting up there, look at her. Girl, it's a child. She act like somebody broke into her house. That's who's raising these people. How you gonna be scared of your kid? He look like he's 6. How you gonna be scared of your kid? I wish the hell I would be scared of my kid when I pay the bills. What? That's the only time I want to hear that phrase, pay the bills. The only thing, you know what? That must be the reason why I pay the bills and the bills gets on my nerves, because the only time that I think about pay the bills is when it comes to kids that don't pay the bills. So I don't know why you think you get a say in anything, right? But him and what he's saying is what it would be. Because you would have been, your teeth would, what is it? Your teeth, when we knock your teeth out of your mouth. That's another thing that they would say too. Now, I'm going to knock your teeth out of your mouth. I brought you into this world. I'll take you out. All that type of stuff. Child, she over there scared of a child. She over there, let me rephrase, scared of her child. She's scared of her child. Good luck to y'all. Good luck to y'all. Because what you're doing is you're setting your kids up. So when they come out into the world and they start carrying on and they work for me, I'm going to be looking at you like, so you getting fired today, clearly, because this not what we do. This ain't how it work around here. This not how life works. You need to go ahead and you need to get yourself together. And whatever your setback is, you need to figure out what you need to do in order to move forward. These people don't have these conversations with these kids. These kids run these parents, and that's why they out here doing the most, because they know there's no consequences. So if there's no consequences at home, there's no consequences out in the street, then we got to live amongst these people. Then they're going to be like, oh, you got to, what is it they say? Quiet parent, is it quiet parenting? It's something stupid. I believe in slapping your face if you're going to act crazy. Simple as that. That's abusive. I don't give a damn. I've already been through it all. I've already been through the roughness. I've already had child protective services called on me. I've lived. F them kids, okay? Truly F them kids, okay? Because they don't run nada. They don't run nothing. And like I said, I know I told y'all, as soon as they was here to show up, because my daughter did that shit. She went to school and was like, oh my God, my mom beat me. I'm like, take her, child, take her. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Take that child. Where on the inside, of course, I didn't want that. But on the outside, I was like, take her. I don't care. Take her. Drop her off in the hood. Drop her off in this part of the hood. Then see how she acts and see if it's so horrible here. We wasn't playing with these damn kids, and because our parents was not playing with us. So I don't know where the line got lost. Somewhere it got lost between actually baby boomers, to X to millennials to alpha, I think, or Z. Sorry. So whoever's raising alpha, good luck to y'all. I guess we had some of these Z's, not me. My youngest could be a Z though. I think she might be. I don't know what the cutoff is because y'all crazy and I don't care. Sorry for your luck. He was born at the wrong time. Anyway, he lucky that's all that happened to him. Because living with me, you're going to have your ass beat quick. All right. Moving on though. Yeah, moving on. Excuse me. So have you ever heard of this family called the Kabs family, Kabs? So this family has like all these kids and they sing all these songs, right? Excuse me. The one little girl, Mally, she sings everything. She started like at 3 and she was singing everything. And they sit in the car and they sing. They're so cute. Such a cute, beautiful family, right? So dad takes them to school in the morning. And then they be in the back roasting his ass. These are young kids. Listen to what they're saying. They are so freaking cute and funny. This is so cute. Hold on. Oh, come on.
You say it, Tita. I don't want to. You say it because you were the one who mentioned Dad was so old. You're the person who mentioned Morgan Freeman. Okay, I don't know. Dad?
Yeah.
Me and Tita are very sorry for roasting you last week. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Just a joke. Yeah, so they're dismissed and understanding.
It's fine. Don't worry, Dad. I'm not gonna think about it no more. It's done.
Yeah. But to be honest, you're not even that old anyways. Yeah, you're not even that old. But when was you born again?
1990.
See? That wasn't even that old. Like, that was literally the beginning. The beginning of the end. not gonna lie. But you know, when God said let that be light, Dad said wait because he's still changing. TJ, Dad was on for seconds in the Last Supper. How was that? Was it in the Old Testament or the New Testament? Go. You know there used to be 11 commandments. 11? Yeah, 11. Because Dad begged God to remove one. And the one that he removed was thou shalt not wear do-rags.
Yo, do you hear them in the background though? They are bagging up. They roast him so badly. Oh my God, these are so funny and they are so adorable. Actually, let me see if I can find one of their other videos because they are so freaking cute. I'm telling you, this singing in the car thing for them was such a freaking hit. It was such a freaking hit because the baby, that's the only one that I saw where I saw it at. She's like 11 now or whatever, but she's so adorable. It's like a family of, I think they got 5 kids now. There it is. Yep. Wait. This is not the hold on. This is not where she sang, but this is the little girl. This is where I caught her. Hold on, StreamYard. Hold on a second. I caught her at this age. And now she's like, she got to be 10, 11, 12 or something like that. This little girl was singing like Al Jarreau and Tina Turner. Like she sings everything. She knows all the music, which obviously comes from her parents, but it's just so cute to see her.
Maddie, you can't. How can you? Like, how can you?
Because Aunt Cassia teach me Portuguese and Mummy teach me tree.
Okay.
And Taylor teach me French.
Okay.
And you taught Angala.
Okay, that's fair enough. All right, let's go back to Portuguese then. How do you say bye in Portuguese?
Ciao.
Okay. But when I was your age, I knew Japanese, I knew Chinese. I could speak in 12.
Ciao. What do these kids here know? Bueller? What language do they know? Child, they don't even know English. She can't be 5. Look at her. Look at her face. She looking like, child, you really want to take me through this? She know languages I ain't even never heard of. I wasn't going to say it. Thank you, Straight Panther. But yeah, exactly. Child.
Different languages.
Really, Daddy? Can I just put on my phone?
Go on, put it about. It was 12 languages. Did you say?
This is exactly where I found her singing this Selena song. Yes, rest in peace to Selena.
How do you know the song? What?
Let me sing.
I like song, yeah. See it, auntie, oh, yeah. That's the song. That's the song.
Let's go.
But I thought we were singing the song.
Let's go. I'm singing it wrong.
She said you ain't even on the
I thought we were singing the song.
Let's go.
Oh my God. Oh my God. They are so freaking adorable. She said, you ain't even singing a damn song right, nigga. Let's go. I ain't got time for your shit. She said, you do it right or you don't do it at all. Oh my God, they are so freaking adorable. They are so freaking adorable. The Kabs family on, they're probably on YouTube, but I watch them on Facebook. Anyway, that little girl Molly is adorable. So yeah, so they over there learning all these damn songs. And what are American kids doing? Ebonics, child. They're barely doing the E in Ebonics, child. Just Bonics, because everything got to be a damn an abbreviation. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so that was our positivity, and that's going to get cut out obviously because of the music. Shout out to the Kabs family. They just got married. Him and the mom just got married, and that was amazing. That was amazing. Anyway, so we got to get started with the mess. So this is somebody I found on Facebook too. So this man, Roderick Cole, I don't know if that's him or this is just his channel. So it says, I denied my mom a place to stay. People say you owe your parents everything, but what happens when they abandon you first? Oh, you've seen it? You've seen them? They're on YouTube. I saw that roast clip. Oh my God, they are so funny. They like do it every day. So this man denied his mom a place to stay. Now, how could, some people be like, how could you do that to your mom? That's your mama. What is it? Where's Kofa? That's your mama. You owe your mama everything. You don't do that to your mama. You don't do that to your mama. Oh, Lord have mercy. Everybody always want to call when I get online. Anyway, here we go. Oh my God, freaking.
You're supposed to take care of your parents no matter what. But my mother left me homeless when I was 17. Not struggling, not barely getting by. I mean, completely homeless. One day, she packed up everything that mattered to her. Then she ran off with another man to start a new life. And she made that clear. She left me and my siblings sitting in an apartment in the projects waiting for the locks to get changed. I remember the last day she came back to get the rest of her stuff. She looked at me directly in my eyes and she asked, so what you finna do? And I stood there hoping my mama would say, come with me. But she didn't. She grabbed the rest of her stuff, walked out the door and left me right there. 17 years old. No plan, no guidance, no mama, just the streets. So I took it to the chin. I slept wherever I could sleep, pillow the post with my baby mama. Eventually, I got a job. At 18 years old, I got my own place. And I started building a life for myself. I became the man that nobody invested in. Fast forward about 12 or 13 years later, my phone rang. Hey, son, it's your mama. She had just been put out. Now, she needed somewhere to stay. And I had it. I had the space. I had the money. I had the resources. For a moment, my heart wanted to say yes, because that's my mama. But then my memory kicked in. Flashbacks of being 17 years old, standing outside that apartment, watching my mama walk away. So I told her, no, mama. And I reminded her, you remember when you left me homeless? I had to figure it out. And I told her, you had to figure it out just like I did. And would you believe she hung up before I did? And I'm not gonna lie. I sat there for a moment, shed a few tears, because denying your own mother somewhere to stay hurts. But boundaries matter. Some people think forgiveness means access. It doesn't. I forgave my mother, but she doesn't get the benefit from the man I became without her investment. You can love someone and still refuse to let them benefit from the damage that they cause, because sometimes the harvest people reap is the seeds that they planted. Most people think you're supposed to take care of your parents no matter.
So he said, take care of your parents no matter what. He said, most people think you're supposed to take care of your parents no matter what. And I don't disagree with what he just said and what he did, because how you gonna just leave a kid? And we've heard these stories how many times? Just leave them and then stand there and leave and just leave them. And them, not just him, it was them. Excuse me, based off of what he just said. So it's similar, in my opinion. Okay. Hating hoes will get mad. It's similar to the biatches that say that you should just allow me to come into your life after you done made it and you are, whatever, six figures, $1 million, high value child, whatever it is, just because they are them and you just should. Kind of the equivalent to Kobe should have left his resources to a black woman, and how dare he leave his resources to the wife that he chose, who clearly was there when he was on the come up. I think Vanessa was there for a long time. I know she went to the prom with Brandy or something like that, but I think Vanessa was there for a long time. How come people don't understand that part? So and then the funny part about it is that you think that you get to make the decision about me. If I was him, right? And the mama, if I'm him, and the mama said, I need you to do this, that, and the third, because I'm your mama. So you get to make the decision on what I do? Like, those entitled people are the ones that piss me all the way off. How in the hell do you get to tell me what to do with my shit, my resources, and my life? And I'm not a child. Because that's exactly what them heifers be doing with you sassy straights. You all need to give back SYCBM now that you done made it and fix said community, okay? Because it's broken and y'all need to fix it. Excuse me. Why y'all not fixing it? Kobe dated both Brandy and Tyra Banks. Oh, okay. Whose fault was it? I don't know if it's anybody's fault. I don't know. I don't think it's about fault. I think it's about who the hell was probably treating him properly. And it doesn't mean that Brandy and Tyra treated him improperly. It just means that when the time came when he was ready and he was ready to find the person was her. That's it. It doesn't have to be any more than that. It doesn't have to be a negativity on anybody. It doesn't have to be a negativity on anybody. Excuse me. Sometimes it's just not the time yet. So it happened to be Vanessa. It's Vanessa. She stuck by him when he went through the stuff with whatever happened in Colorado, and they was together from when they were younger, when he was younger, and she didn't falter. Or I'm sorry, she didn't fault him. That's what I meant to say. She didn't fault him. You know, the heifers will say, you don't need to be with him. You should leave him. He did whatever with that girl, or whatever happened with that girl, and whatever with that girl. See, this is why I say you don't need to listen to outside people, because if you're going to make a decision about your life, why would you listen to somebody else that's not in your life or part of your life? So the person you should be talking to is the person that you're in the relationship with. Not outside people, not outside heifers, not people from your line sisters, not people that your aunties, and not single people. Like, I don't get it. Not people on the internet, influencers. Because I hope I got that video that I'm thinking of right now, because I'm going to show that one next. But I'm like, why do y'all listen to people, especially people that you don't even know? Like, you don't even know these people in real life, and you out here listening to people with regard to your relationship. Does that make sense? I feel like it doesn't make sense, but what the hell do I know? This is what people be doing. Then be mad. Let me find this video from child, what is that man's name called? Oh shit, what is his name? He always comes up in my feed. Now, of course, I need him. He ain't coming up. Self-checkout, that's what it is. Self-checkout. Because he always has good videos. I know he spells his name crazy. Not crazy, but different. There it is. Oh, it's a 5. Yeah. Oh, I did have a couple of videos from him. Damn. Yo, these biatches are wilding. Here it is. I thought I had this one up. My bad, y'all. My bad. All right. It says, why do women hate each other so much? His caption reads, more of the story, some people don't need to be online talking. Can you see this? Yeah, okay. Let me know if you cannot hear it.
I see a woman.
You know, haters come in all shapes, colors, and sizes. Viewer discretion is advised.
Online flaunting her wedding ring, saying, got the ring before the kid. I'm like, babes, the ring means nothing. They can still cheat. They can still leave you. You can still become a single mom. Oh, when I see them, I'm like, Godspeed, man. I wish you well. I really wish your marriage ends up lasting forever. Genuinely do, but I'm just like, I see the naivety. You think you won because you got the ring. I don't want to be the one to tell you.
It's always the ones that didn't get the man that they wanted. But you know what? She might be onto something, because when I see people wearing seatbelts, I'm like, bro, I don't want to be the one to tell you, but you could still die, right? Like, you could still die. Like, why are you wearing your seatbelt? Like, you think you won, but you really didn't, because you could still, you know, go to those pearly gates. Or when I see people like finally get the job that they've been wanting, right? And they're like, dang, this job is going to help me, you know, pay my bills, get out of debt, make my life better. And I'm like, bro, slow down, because they could still fire you. You know, I wish you the best, but they could still fire you. So like, you didn't really win the way you thinking you won. Or my favorite one is like when I see people lock their cars, like before they go in for the night, and I'm like, bro, you thought you won, huh? You know, they could still break into your car. Like, why would you, like, I get what you're trying to do, but why would you lock your car? They could still break into it. Yeah, bro, you know, sometimes it's not the flex that y'all think it is. That's how stupid that woman sounds. Boy, I tell you, some of y'all just, man, I wish there was a real requirement to be online, because a lot of y'all would not be able to post content. But knowing her, I know she ain't gonna listen to shit that I'm saying, because I'm just a normal guy. Y'all keep the change.
Like, seriously, shout out to him. Shout out to him, of course, but this is what I'm talking about. Who in the holy hell coming onto the internet to listen to her? Y'all, I don't know what the hell the problem is. I don't understand, first of all, why anyone would go and listen to somebody they don't know on the internet. Second of all, why she got to come on here and run off at the mouth and say this stuff, because like he said, she can't get it. She ain't going to get it. It's never going to happen for her, especially talking like this. Just the first comment says, happy people ain't hating and hating people ain't happy. And like I said before, you ain't spending this much time talking about men and relationships and men if you wasn't interested in it. So if this is probably what the problem is right here. All these people just be worrying about something is going to happen. So they sit just like tensed up all the damn time, unnecessarily just ruining shit from the gate. So why the hell would I need to listen to her when I could just go ahead and make my own damn decision instead of taking on her trauma? Because clearly she traumatized from something, or something crazy is going on with her. Or she probably got a friend. She probably just got a friend and it happened to her. So now she online talking about, you think you want, remember that girl that got engaged and she said that I didn't listen to what my friends say and now I'm engaged or whatever. And of course they was all hating on her because she was like saying, I'm gonna listen to myself. That's what you're supposed to do. You're an adult. If you need some help, go to a professional. Stop listening to people on the damn internet that ain't even got what it is that you have. That doesn't make sense. Oh, I'm gonna go listen to Kendra G because I'm trying to get married. I'm gonna go listen to what is her name? Cheyenne Bryant, and she ain't even a doctor, allegedly. I'm gonna go and get advice from Ace Metaphor, and it's a cute show. Don't get it twisted. I'm gonna go get advice about relationships from Ace Metaphor. Is he in one? I don't understand. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just crazy. But y'all like it. I love it. Y'all like it. I love it. Because then you get up on this here internet and you look like fools. And that's the other thing. And why you got to tell the whole world? They're mad when somebody said, child, you look crazy. You sound crazy. And then you're going to get mad. Hating hoes come through. Be mad. What you mad for? You put this shit out here. Guess what? Listen. If you didn't tell us, we wouldn't know. News at 11. Bird babble, exactly. Ridiculous. But yeah, so that's just my thought process on it. And the way that the other dude, what the man was saying about his mom, I can't be mad at him for that. He is required for nothing. It's something different. Like if your mom took care of you and cared for you and did all this and did all that, and she had a hand in, whatever your success is. But if the biggest memory of your life is when your mom left you in the middle of a room and said, I'm gonna leave you and your sisters while I go F this nigga and I'm going with him, then I'm pretty sure that's gonna have an effect. But child, what do I know? Moving on, child, moving on. Let's talk about Taraji for a second if you didn't see this. Good old Taraji. This is from 4 days ago. Why is Taraji what's her name? Henson still talking, child? So Jasmine brand, shout out to the Jasmine brand. Shout out to the blogs, because when you hating hoes come through, go take your vitriol over to the Jasmine brand, because they ain't talk about it, I wouldn't know about it. It says Taraji P. Henson says Tyrese landed major franchises while she was overlooked. I've never had that opportunity. So is that thank you, boo. Is that Tyrese's fault? Because honestly, he's not the only. Who else has she been in movies with? Is Lawrence? Is it Lawrence Fishburne? No. What is his name from Empire? Light skin. I feel like she's been in movies with some decent male actors, right? And they were able to parlay it into something. I guess it's misogyny. Is it misogyny? Who was it? Whose fault is that? I mean, I feel like you can get typecast, of course. Terrence Howard, thank y'all. Excuse me, Terrence Howard. I mean, I know he complaining too, but yeah, Tyrese was already famous, actually. You're right, from the Coca-Cola commercial, if I'm not mistaken. And he was a singer already too. So he really just added acting to his repertoire. So he went from, Tyrese went from singing in the back of the bus, recording contracts, a music career, to being an actor. Taraji, what do you do? She make it seem like he just came in. Thank you for reminding me of that. She just act like he just came up out of nowhere and just made it. He was already a freaking singer. So clearly, I guess he could act, or at least he was good looking enough that they thought, okay, I'll put him in here. It says Taraji P. Henson is opening up about a major gap in her career, revealing that despite nearly 30 years in Hollywood, she's never landed a role in a major film franchise. Oh, now she's complaining about franchises because Tyrese has Fast and the Furious. And honestly, Terrence Howard has the Best Man stuff. In a recent interview with Variety, the award-winning actress, where she went, got candid about the missed opportunity, saying plainly, I've never had that opportunity. While many of her peers have gone on to secure blockbuster franchises, Henson made it clear she's simply acknowledging the reality, not complaining about it. She pointed to former co-star Tyrese Gibson as an example of how quickly things can shift in Hollywood after the right role. So I guess she didn't choose the right role. This is what I'm hearing based off of what she just said. Reflecting on his trajectory following Baby Boy, Henson said he went on to do Transformers and Fast and the Furious. Is Transformers a franchise? Did they have a 1, 2, and a 3 on that? I'm not sure. I've never seen it. Highlighting how those types of opportunities can change the course of an actor's career. Despite the comparison, Henson isn't bitter about it. I'm not going to cry about it, she added. Well, she's already cried when they was making The Color Purple, if we recall, right? I'm not going to cry about it, she added, making it clear she's focused on longevity rather than chasing a specific type of role. Then why bring it up? Her comments tap into a broader conversation. Of course, the broader conversation. Okay, Transformers. Oh, it has 5 movies? Child, I ain't seen a one. Shout out to the Transformers, though. Her comments tap into a broader conversation about opportunity gaps in Hollywood particularly for women and especially the jokes write themselves, child. Especially Black actresses when it comes to landing leading roles in high-grossing franchising films. Oh my God, when does it end, y'all? When does it end? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Now it's a broader conversation, but Black women! Still, Henson's resume speaks for itself with standout performances in projects like Hidden Figures and Empire. No shade, y'all. No shade. Okay? No shade. No shade.
Thanks for the tip.
No shade. Empire was a standout performance. Empire was a standout performance. Color community. See, this is why the Kabs family is famous and the kids are going to be so successful because they know like 800 languages. And y'all over here saying that Empire, it was an amazing performance for Taraji, who's basically acting like herself in that movie. Not necessarily herself, Taraji, but she, as far as I'm concerned, she typecast to act like the woman in freaking Empire. She just had money. You can have money in that ghetto or you cannot have money in that ghetto. You can be poor in that ghetto. Like, that's what it is. I guess they think that Tyler Perry movie that Celine likes, because child, Celine, our resident white young lady, just loves watching Black shit, clearly. Crazy Black shit, right? Straw, that's what it was. We talked about that yesterday. So if the bar is Empire and that's an outstanding, like I'll give you Hidden Figures. I will give you Hidden Figures. But Empire is the bar. Well, child, no wonder she ain't getting nowhere. Y'all sitting up here talking about outstanding performances in Empire with Jilcy and his foolishness. Not that that has any bearing on it. And even without a franchise under her belt, she's built a career that continues to resonate on her own terms. Remember when she was complaining when they was making the color purple where she said she didn't get paid right, even though she was getting paid by a black woman? Maybe the conversation should turn to why Black women don't help support Black women. Maybe that needs to be the conversation, because with this alleged sisterhood that's really not a sisterhood, why did you accept that role if Oprah wasn't paying you properly? Remember, she complained that she wasn't getting what she should be paid. Ma'am, you got paid Empire wages. Empire is your best. That little girl Molly could probably command and demand more because she speaks 800 languages. Like, what are you bringing to the table that's a standout from everyone else that you should get more? It's the same thing. It's the same thing with work, like regular work. Like, what do you bring to the table that somebody should hire you and then give you the top pay that you think that you deserve? You got to speak to that shit. Just because you think so, because you've been in it for 30 years. There are people that have been in customer service as a customer service rep on the phone for 30 years. If that's where your comfort level is and you ain't doing nothing to make yourself better and move forward, or be willing to leave that in order to get to this, leave that to go here in order to get to what you allegedly want. If you ain't willing to do that, ain't nobody going to give you shit. It's sounding like a victim to me, and I'm going to put that off on the Jasmine brand, talking about especially Black women. Like, if you only want to cater to Black people, you're only going to get so much. Yeah, if you want to be an actress or a singer or whatever, you need to cross over. That's it. That's all. If you want all these riches and you want all these opportunities, but y'all want to sit around keep talking about how white people are racist and, racism, I'm surprised that didn't come up in here, even though I think it's a hint of that. Misogyny is definitely hinted in this. So help me understand how Michael Jackson was so successful. I guess because he was a man. So no shade. I love Michael Jackson. I'll be seeing that movie this weekend. But I wouldn't consider him a manly man. How he make it? How he cross over? How he get the white people to like him? I guess it was because of his brothers, because they was a group, because of his sisters. Like, how he do it? I don't even know that Tyrese as a singer is a crossover. I don't think he's a crossover. I don't think he's a crossover at all. I think there's a lot of rappers that cross over. Now, how they manage their money is a completely different story. I'm pretty sure Nicki Minaj crossed over. I'm sure, hell, probably even Cardi B, honestly, probably crossed over. A lot of them male rappers, I don't know their names. I'm sure, you know, white people love rap music for some reason. Probably because y'all in there saying nigga all day, allegedly. But Torre said that they could say it hard ER. So, you know, y'all Negroes love that shit. You let anybody say whatever the hell it is that they want to and don't check them at all when you need to. You be focused on the wrong crap. Taraji over here complained 30 years. You ain't figured out your craft in 30 years enough for you to get more based off of what you're saying right here. And then you want to bring Tyrese into it. Tyrese said, leave my name out your effing mouth. Tyrese said, leave my name out your effing mouth. Always got to be, you know, poor women's. Y'all equal. What are we talking about? Y'all are equal. We're equal. We equal as men. So help me understand what the problem is. And help me understand why what is his name? Tyler Perry ain't hooking you up, because it's not about a hookup. And his movies suck. Meaning the acting in Tyler Perry movies is horrible. I don't care. Maybe Why Did I Get Married? It was pretty decent. But for the most part, they suck. Them series suck. I don't even me and my mom used to watch that Sisters show. And then I was like, first of all, this storyline does not move along. And second of all, they cannot act. It's as bad as Tubi. And I don't even watch Tubi, but I heard how bad it was. Tyler ain't hooking you up. Oprah ain't hooking you up. Who the hell's supposed to hook you up? Who? I'm an owl. Who? And what was the backup plan, Taraji? What else do you do? Because what's his name sings. Did you sing? Did she sing? Like, what else do you do? What else does she do? Nothing. So what do you fall back on at this point? 30 years and still complaining, child. You should have changed this over a long ass time ago, but you know, what the hell do I know? Good luck to that lady. Ciao. Oh, look, this girl here says she was in Benjamin Button. Who saw that movie? I've never seen that movie in life. Who saw Benjamin Button? Who saw Hidden Figures? This girl named 2 movies. Girl, those 2 movies was probably fine, you know, because I know Benjamin Button had the white guy, Brad Pitt. Who was in Hidden Figures with her? And those are a few black women. This lady says, I love Taraji, but she's only shown us maybe 2 characters her whole career. Exactly. It's the same character dressed up differently. All right. So it's not just me. Strong black woman who overcomes things. She has not shown us a bunch of range. Tyrese has. Okay. All right. Girl, if you don't leave the past in the past and focus on all the blessings you have now, God closed them doors for a reason. He was already an established singer. Shout out to whoever told me that. And he modeled. Tyrese was a model, a singer, an actor, and a whiner. He got 4 things. What does Taraji have besides acting? Bueller? Anybody? I love Taraji, but I believe that she was definitely typecasted, yes, and probably not looked at as a sort of certain kind of anyway. You know what, y'all? Let me tell you, though. She was on a TV show. I forget what it was called. It was a TV show on a major network because me and Mr. Messi used to watch that every week. It's actually very good with the guy that played Jesus, Kaveckiel, or some name like that. Kaveckiel, something, right? It was some undercover type shit, but he was the behind the scenes and she was the cop. And it was like on NBC, if I'm not mistaken, or CBS. Caviezel. Yeah. Person of Interest. That's exactly what it is. Yes. That was a good show. It was on a major network, and then you was working with Cavazio, however you say his name, right? She left that show second season, mid-season, if I'm not mistaken, to go to Empire. Let me tell y'all something. I remember that because I said, you do not leave this to go to that. You are hustling backwards. No shade against Empire and what it did for Jussie and the rest of them people. Not Terrence Howard. You didn't need to go to that. You were where you needed to be. And because she had that role, that would have expanded her range and could have catapulted her into something more. But what did she do? She went back to what she knew and what she was comfortable with. Hood and ghetto. That is exactly what happened. And that was how long ago? Maybe 10 years ago that show was? She's probably made decisions like that through her whole career. So that's why her career is where it is. And she can't blame nobody but herself. It's her making those decisions, I should say, and deciding what she's going to do with her career. And if she listens to somebody else, then go blame them. That's why you need to make your own decisions about your life. 2013, look at that, 12 years ago, 13 years ago or so. She could have been a totally different place, but she wanted to be with what was comfortable to her. And sometimes in order to get something different, you got to do something differently and get out your comfort zone. She traded that role. And y'all, if you watch that show, she dressed so good. She looked so good. She was a good actress, and they just played so well off of each other. In second season, I'm just like, girl, what? And I watched Empire and I was like, I liked it, but I was like, I said, why did she leave that show for this? There was no reason for it. Crazy. But she made her decisions. Don't be upset now. I think that was the pivotal moment right there, and she messed it all up. But that's just me. Anyway, shout out to Live from New York. I appreciate you, hun. She was already on countless Tyler Perry movies and the co-star on 2 blockbuster movies. What the F is Pocket Watcher talking about? The same thing as the rest, because Tyrese, a man, got more, and he was younger. I'm assuming he's younger than her, right? Then now it's not right. It's not fair. That's what I'm hearing. I don't care what she says, but this is the second time she's bringing this up because she did this during Color Purple, if y'all recall. And that was all taken care of by Oprah. So where is it ever that Black women need to take care of other Black women, since Black women are supposedly sisters? Just because you say it, don't make it true. She's proven that for the second time now. Shout out to Uncle Rick. Last night on RLV. What's that show called? Wednesday? Eyes of a Man, something like that. Red show. Shout out to Red Lipstick Vibes. Hello, besties. Messy. Hey, Boo. Thank you so much. I see you. I appreciate you. Chris, thank you so much, Boo. He said Selena was famous in Texas, but her last album was her big crossover album to go national and global. Taraji is local and Denzel is crossover global. I agree. Everybody know who Selena was. Cross on over. If you want to do bigger things, you have to cross over. That's it. That's all. You know, they was mad at Whitney. I know I've said this before, because she started off crossed over, and Al Sharpton led the charge to say that she needs to be more urban. He led the charge to say that she needed to be more urban because she was acting white and appealing to white people, and they ain't like her. Whitney Houston. The color committee will, we're the color committee, my bad. The color community will bring your ass down anytime if they think. That's why I don't give a shit. Worrying about other people. That's the last thing people need to be worried about, in my opinion. Unless it's someone that offers something to your life directly, F them. How you gonna go against Whitney Houston? Because she busted out with, I want to dance with somebody. It probably wasn't the first one. That's the one that I think about first. And that wasn't urban enough. Al, the pro-black. Yeah, I learned that from one of them Whitney movies. I'm like, that fat bastard. I don't care that he's skinny. Thank you, Live from New York. He said Taraji needs a Monsters Ball scene. Maybe she does. I wonder if she mad at Halle. Berry. Who Poor Halle Berry. I mean, she fine though. Juan Solo. Thank you, Boo. He said Tyrese be on Tubi. That's the difference. Tyrese is on Tubi? No, Tyrese is not on Tubi. Stop this. Tubi, I've heard. I don't watch it. I just heard it's a mess. It's a mess. Like the hair, the scenes, the changes. It just be like a Tyler Perry. If it's worse than a Tyler Perry movie, then that's a problem because Tyler Perry movies suck. Marius Manhattan. Thank you, Boo. He said, Messy, that shirt is t-shirt. And thank you, Boo. My F You Love You shirt. I have 2 of them. I don't know where I got this from. I just be seeing stuff on the internet and I be buying it. That's how you waste money. That's how I waste money. Anyway, good luck to Taraji, but not really, but good luck to her. Anyway, moving on to another fool. This idiot, Russell Brand, child. Now, Russell got taken down last year, if I'm not mistaken, for like SA or something like that. They shut his shit down. He had a podcast. He had something, all these things going on. They was like, shut it down. He's like, I can't make money. In my head, I was like, ooh, child, call Katy Perry because that's his. Oh my God, ain't something going on with Katy Perry right now? That was his ex-wife. And it's actual too. Oh my God. Yo, ain't something going on with Katy Perry right now? I'm gonna have to look that up. Why this is on, it's on site, I have no idea. Okay. But Russell Brand is allegedly being accused of messing with kids, right? Or young people. Let me just say young people, right? And he came on to Megyn Kelly for some reason to talk about it and admits that
This is amazing.
admits that he slept with a 16-year-old. He had over 1 million. Okay. Now, if you are having an issue with allegedly doing something with young persons, what in the hell would you be doing an interview when your trial hasn't come up, if that's where it's going, to say some shit like this? Child, what did you... Child, I don't know what's going on in 2026, y'all. We are living in the Truman world, okay? Katy Perry is rubbing her coochie on Ruby Rose. Goodbye, sir. Is that what it is? They've both been accused of SA. These two used to be married to each other. Katy Perry was sued in Australia about her name being trademarked. Okay. All right. Now she threw up on like The Exorcist. Shut up. Can't with y'all. So then Megyn Kelly, you gonna sit up here and you gonna have that man on your show? Child, she racist anyway. But girl, you gonna have him on your damn show? I guess she wanted the grab, I guess. Pause. So it says Russell Brand sat down with Megyn Kelly and admitted to sleeping with a 16-year-old when he was 30 years old. Child, do people keep anything to themselves anymore? Then admit what you did to whoever the accuser is then, child. Because if you're going to admit this, admit it all. In Europe, the age of consent is 16. Now, if that's the age of consent, that's the age of consent. The question is, did you do it in Europe? That's the question. Just like with Corey Holcomb talking about whatever he did, wherever he did what he allegedly did. Iceland, if I'm not mistaken. He is currently facing criminal charges in the UK. Specifically in the UK, age of consent is 16. But there are still laws around abuse of power, grooming, and exploitation that apply regardless. And you come out here and admit it, you dumbass. What a dumbass. The charges against him in the UK are not just about age. They include rape and SA allegations from multiple women.
Europe and in the United Kingdom where I'm from, the age of consent is 16. And I did sleep with a 16-year-old when I was 30. But when I was 30, I was a very different person. I was a lot younger and I was an immature 30-year-old.
His frontal lobe was not developed. His frontal lobe was not developed, yeah.
Consensual sex, actually, with a variety of people, when there is a strong power differential, as there is when you're a famous man that has the ability to attract women that I had at that time, I think involves exploitation. I think it is exploitative. I recognize that my sexual conduct in the past was selfish and I did not apply enough consideration, barely any, I suppose, really, to how that sex was affecting other people. in Europe and in the United Kingdom where I'm from, the age of consent is 16. And I did sleep with a 16-year-old.
Child, that sounds crazy. That sounds crazy. Yeah, he sounds like he's a victim. His frontal lobe was not developed. It's not his fault. It's the age of consent is 16. And y'all said he's in the United States now? Child, I don't know. But you know what's about to happen next. Listen to me when I tell you. First of all, Megyn Kelly would never have R. Kelly on her show, even though they share the same last name. She would never have R. Kelly on her show to say none of this, okay? The next thing that's about to happen is these women is about to say to you, sassy straight, see, this is why you shouldn't be messing with young girls. You all are doing the same thing, blah, 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 blah. Watch. And somebody's going to figure out a way to tie this somehow to Epstein. He's like Epstein. He's doing like Epstein, which, listen, y'all, I don't even know what to say. I honestly don't know what to say. The only thing that I got to say is people need to shut the fuck up. Okay, not because I'm defending him, because I'm not, because I don't care either way with regard to Russell Brand. I'm just wondering why in the midst of your case, you're coming out and saying this shit. Whatever. If you get convicted, you get convicted. You go to jail, you go to jail. Admit it all then, child. Just admit it all. This is crazy. Yeah, right? Where's your lawyer? Who's your lawyer? Who's your lawyer? Everybody think coming to the internet is going to help. It never does. In what case has anyone coming to the internet helped them? Bueller? Who? My Allegan? Who? Because I don't know nobody. It never makes anything better. It never makes anything better. So confused, and yet I'm not. G.A. Hamilton, thank you, boo. The great Fred Sanford would say, you big dummy. Exactly. Fire your lawyer. Maybe he did it on his own. Lawyer probably told him in this. Like, isn't the first thing that lawyers tell you is like, shut the fuck up. Don't say nothing. Don't speak to nobody. Stay off the phone. You could be recorded. I would think that'd be the first thing they would say. Did I not say that publicists need to be brought back? I will take on one of those jobs. Any of you crazy asses out here that be running off at the mouth that are famous and you need a publicist, holla at me. I take care of it. I talk for you. He ain't got shit to say. They be still asking questions. Did you hear what I said? He ain't got shit to say. Next question. I mean, ain't no more questions after that, actually. Actually, that's it. Job done. And I need $250,000 a year in order to do it. All right. Anybody interested? Holla at me. Just hit me in the DM, send me an email. I'll be glad to be your publicist. Okay. For the merest fee of $250,000. One solo. Thank you, boo. He needs to get back on oh no, he talking too much. Oh my God. Imagine what would happen if he was back on it. And who says he's not? Because child, this is crazy. I mean, I guess he looks like normal for Russell Brand. For Russell Brand, normal. Half damn crazy. Thank you, live from New York. He said, funny how these types go as low as the law allows. Like they don't go lower than that. Well, honestly, I was thinking it. You said it, okay? Because if you gonna make sure you go that low, you trying to tell me that you ain't trying to go a little lower? You ain't trying to go a little lower? Everybody want to just prove that they can get younger people for some reason. So again, nobody cares about these kids. And it's not even based off of race. It's just no one cares about these kids. All the women's, not all, but enough of these teachers is taking down young boys in the schools. Barely any outrage. Then there's this. Whatever. Anyway. Thank you, Chris. He said Brand left the UK to call Brand left the UK too because his channel got too big, calling out the UK government and grape gangs there. So the government started digging up his past. Ooh, so that's what happened. They said you need to shut the fuck up, and he didn't. Oh well, good luck, but not really. But good luck, child. Anyway. Let me go to the Shreveport 8 story first. Okay, let's get into it. Shreveport mass victim attends the vigil. So one of the women is out of the hospital, it looks like, and it is the girlfriend, because clearly I saw this video and it is not the mother of, well, let me say the mother of the 4. So Miss Snow, I believe her name is. Shout out to all of y'all. Please make sure you hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new.
One of the women who was shot in the deadly mass shooting in Shreveport is out of the hospital tonight, and she was able to make an appearance at a vigil just days after this tragedy that took the lives of 8 children. Authorities say Shamar Elkins shot and killed the children, 7 of which were his own. He also shot his wife and the mother.
Child, she looks like some of them kids. Just looking at her, I see some of them kids right all up in her face. Let me rewind that. She looking just like
vigil just days after this tragedy that took the lives of 8 children. Authorities say Shamar Elkins shot and killed the children, 7 of which were his own. He also shot his wife and the mother of 3 of the children. Tonight, the mayor of Shreveport joined the community in mourning the tragedy.
We share together, and we try tonight to make sense, but we know that the Lord has a plan. He has a plan for good and not for evil.
Well, this woman, of course, we told you, is out of the hospital. And again, they're expected to survive. The wife of Elkins is also expected to survive.
Child, why is he all over her like that? She looked just like a couple of those kids, child. Those are all her kids too. The 3. I think it was, wait, what's the split? 4 and 3. Is it 4 and 3? I think it's 4 and 3, something like that. She had the kids that was last name Snow. She out of the hospital to come home to what? It's crazy. It looks like they made an arrest because Mr. Elkins, that jackass, is a felon and he ain't supposed to have no weapon. So we'll see how he got this weapon, child, because they was like, how'd he get this weapon? I'm like, probably stole it, right?
From several years ago that should have prevented this. And
shout out to this channel, Shanitra Speaks, because she on it, child. Shout out to Shanitra Speaks.
His family says that he was getting treated for mental health issues at his local VA.
Funeral today with Elkins' wife, or one of the women Elkins shot her in the nose, in the face. He told her, "You caused this." I've talked to.
Yeah, you hear that? He was getting treated for mental illness. Yeah.
Before we get into the other updates, there's a major development in this case. At the start of this video, you heard investigators say that they were trying to determine who provided 31-year-old Shamar Elkins with the rifle that was used in this attack, because as a convicted felon, he was not legally allowed to have a firearm. Now, authorities have said that an arrest has been made, and that person is facing up to 15 years in prison for providing him with the rifle used in this attack. Listen to this.
Released a statement saying that they have arrested 56-year-old Charles Ford.
What? This man here? He already on up out of here? Are you kidding me? What? You can't keep up with these stories, y'all.
For being a felon in possession of a weapon, as well as lying to agents about that mass shooting that happened on Sunday that killed 8 children. Now we're going to show a photo of the weapon ATF agents say was used in the shooting.
Now, as this case has drawn national attention from political leaders to include Donald Trump, who the governor of Louisiana, he said, I received a call from Donald Trump today about the tragic shooting in Shreveport. He and First Lady joined us in prayer for the victims, their families, the mother still struggling for their lives, and the Shreveport community during this incredible, painful time. Now, because of the attention that this case has received, the conversation has naturally shifted to this discussion about gun laws and about Shamar Elkins, because he was a convicted felon. He was also reportedly receiving mental health services through the VA and had previously attempted to take his own life. Family members say he had also made concerning statements to his biological mother and stepfather about having dark thoughts in the weeks leading up to this attack, which I covered in my previous video. So naturally, attention quickly turned to how he was able to get access to a firearm in the first place. And what they found was that the weapon didn't go directly to him. Authorities say that a woman had possession of the rifle before it was later provided to 56-year-old Charles Ford.
are not sure how the weapon got into Elkinson's hands, but
Child, this is, I know, listen, I'm limited on my weapon knowledge, but child, this is what you had? I'm just thinking it's a regular handgun. I've never seen nothing like this before in my life. So some biatch who probably was able to obtain, because when they always talking about the gun laws and the gun laws and the gun laws, right? They act like people don't steal. They act like people don't sell and people don't give, right? So if it came from her, then it sounds like she probably was the owner, allegedly, and then just gave it to a convicted felon. So where are her charges at, Bueller? So where are her charges at, Bueller? So y'all just gonna let her slide? What is this? AR, is it? See, y'all know more than me. Manhattan said it looks like it was sawed off. I don't know. I don't get this big. Pause. With weapons. Just stay here. This is my lane. This is my lane. Lord help your people. That's a M4. I don't know. This is crazy. The wife got shot in the face. But anyway, so yeah, so look, Sierra Snow, Braylon Snow, and Condarian Snow, I believe, belong to the lady who's just out of the hospital, because Jayla, Shayla, Kayla, and Layla all clearly have the same mother. There's no way. They all have the same mother. And then Marcaden was the one who was the sister's son that was there. So anyway, let me rewind that a little bit, child. This is too much already.
Attention quickly turned to how he was able to get access to a firearm in the first place. And what they found was that the weapon didn't go directly to him. Authorities say that a woman had possession of the rifle before it was later provided to 56-year-old Charles Ford.
Are not sure how the weapon got into.
Can I zoom in to look at the weapon closer? Let me see. Nah. It really won't, because that's as good as it's gonna get. I think it'll come up again though, because this is already full screen.
To Elkinson's hands, but what they can confirm is that at one point of time, Ford was in possession of the weapon, and he lied to investigators about it, according to the United States Attorney's Office. After the shooting, ATF investigators started to look into the original owner of the weapon and say it was bought by a woman. And investigators spoke with the woman, and she told authorities that she'd given.
It was bought by a woman, so yeah, she was the legal holder, and then she went ahead and allowed him to take it, probably allegedly for a small fee, right? How's that got anything to do with gun control? That got to do with you're not allowed to do that, and she should be held accountable. So I'm gonna wait and see if they're gonna charge her, because that's who it should be going to, especially since they found this out. One solo, thank you, boo. He said, dude should have just left for a pack of Newports, right? Exactly.
To Ford, and Ford, who is a convicted felon, does not have any permission to possess any firearms, and lied to ATF agents about having the weapon, then later admitted that he carried it under his seat. Now Ford faces up to 15 years in federal prison for that possession charge, and up to 5 years in federal prison for the false statements to federal.
Now, before we get into the background of this case with the new updates, I want you to listen to the surveillance footage that was released on April the 20th of 2026. Now, in this footage, if you listen closely, you can hear the shots ring out, and then you will see him leave. Now, after hearing the shots, the neighbors would go outside and make a heartbreaking discovery that someone was shot. I'll play a portion of this, and after I provide some of the new details, I'll play the remaining footage. Listen to this. On April the 19th, 2026, 31-year-old Shamar Elkin's wife had one question for him. Why? According to reports, his response was chilling. You caused this. After the tragedy, while recovering in the hospital.
Who knows that? Like, who knows that? Who else was in there that didn't get... I don't know.
Hospital. His wife would later speak to a reporter and say she had no idea what he meant by that.
What motive have authorities come up with so far?
You know, authorities have talked about this as a domestic dispute. I talked today with Elkin's wife, or one of the women Elkin shot her in the nose, in the face. He told her, you caused this. She doesn't know what that means. I talked to several members of family on both sides. They say that it's possible that Elkin's wife had indicated that she wanted a divorce.
But according to his adoptive mother, that statement may not have come out of nowhere. She said that years earlier, Shamar had warned his wife that if she ever filed for divorce, he would kill their entire family. Now,
I don't even know what to believe. I don't even know what to believe, child. This is half damn crazy. Who is this? Oh, this is the woman that raised him. This Betty Walker. Remember the mama came on and said, I ain't got time because I got my DRUG use I gotta do. I'm gonna drop you off with Betty. Betty Walker, the woman who had raised Mr. Elkins as her son, thought though she was not his biological mom, was there too and could tell there was friction between the couple. Ms. Pugh said that evening that she was considering leaving Mr. Elkins. Okay, so that was her maiden name is Pugh. Leaving Mr. Elkins and taking her children with her, Ms. Walker recalled in an interview. Mr. Elkins was furious. Ms. Walker said, he looked at Ms. Pugh and declared that if they tried to leave, I'll delete you, my kids, and myself. Child.
Why? That if she ever.
Well, I'm thinking, I'm sorry, y'all. That's not, I mean, that's mentally insane as far as I'm concerned. But premeditated, right? Seems like you're in your right mind to me. Premeditatedly crazy. I just don't think it's mental health. I just think that you're just a jackass who wanted to be in control. And I personally just don't think that this was his first bout of craziness, meaning not the what he did, this statement right here. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Nowhere. She said that years earlier, Shamar had warned his wife that if she ever filed for divorce, he would kill their entire family. Now, at that time, his wife did not take the warning seriously, and she dismissed it as him just playing. Now, fast forward 3 years later, on April the 19th, 2026, Shamar would make that warning to his wife her reality. Just one day before they were due to appear in court to finalize their separation, investigators say he carried out that warning. Now, relatives say that Shamar and his wife had been arguing about the separation leading up to that court date. His wife had made it clear that she was done with the marriage, not only because of reported infidelity, but also because of financial struggles. The two of them already shared 4 children together. Outside of the marriage, he had 3 additional children and was reportedly expecting another child. With the strain of infidelity and financial pressure, the marriage had reached its breaking point. Now, investigators said in part that on April the 19th,
and remember, they've only been married for almost 2 years because she wanted to be married. So he made that threat before they got married. They only been married for almost 2 years. He made that statement like 3 years ago, I think it said, and she still married him. Not that that would matter, it seems, honestly. Because he said, you ain't taking my kids nowhere, basically. Child, when I say people crazy, it ain't because of mental health. It's because just people crazy. Shout out to Blade. Thank you, Boo. He said the hat has arrived. Yeah, Boo. I love it. It's big on my head. It's got a lot of room in here. I love this size. Pause. Thank you so much, Boo. Shout out to all of y'all that are here. Please hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. This story is crazy.
They do not believe that he necessarily had a plan other than to kill everyone inside the home. Once he set that plan in motion, what followed would be described as an hour of chaos. For approximately 68 minutes, Shamar would carry out one of the deadliest tragedies the state of Louisiana has seen. The first 911 call came in at 5:55 a.m. A woman calling from the roof of a home on West 79th Street, trying to escape a man inside who was shooting. Then another call would be placed, this time identifying the shooter as 31-year-old Shamar Elkins. Now, this was a home he knew all too well. It was where his wife lived with their 4 children, along with her sister and her family. Now,
so they weren't even living together. So they weren't even living together. Wow. Thank you, one solo. He says, bruh crashed out over Louisiana. Goodbye, sir. Do not start, y'all. Do not start. All right. This is no laughing matter. Okay. This story is crazy and getting crazier by the day as we learn more. Honestly. So she lived here with her sister and her family. Like, how big was this place? And then was he living over there with that girlfriend, Miss Snow? Or is there someone else? That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want to know.
The attack unfolded. People inside tried to escape. Some climbed onto the roof, while others attempted to flee through a second floor window onto the top of a garage. At least one child was seriously injured, jumping in an attempt to survive. When it was over, 5 children were dead. His wife had been shot. Others were injured as they tried to escape. From there, he didn't have to go far. Investigators say he took off on foot and made his way to another nearby home, just blocks away, where his girlfriend lived, the mother of his other 3 children. And
I thought he went there first. I thought we heard that he went there first and then came over to the wife's house. So it actually is the other way around, because I was like, all right, well, he gathered the kids and took them over, because I thought it all happened in one place. So this lady got to go home to her house where, oh my God.
Inside that home, he shot her. But she managed to call dispatch and tell them that her boyfriend had shot her and kidnapped their 3 children.
Caller stating she's on top of the house and a patient and a sailor inside the residence. The female saying there's 9 subjects that live inside the residence. He may have shot them off.
I'm behind the red Kia 40, red dark in the windows. We are headed northbound on the 49 across the Hollywood. As soon as I hit the U-turn, he started running red lights. Ran 2 red lights. That's like we taking I-20 east. Nigga, actually I-20 east. Dispatch, we are about to head over to Bossier. We are I-20 east, coming up on the Market and Spring exit.
Dispatch, we're getting on 220, heading eastbound off of Benton Road.
You guys, there may be children in that vehicle.
The person in the house is out here talking to him.
Now, as I mentioned, Shamar Elkin's wife's sister was also inside that home. During the attack, as she tried to escape, she jumped from the roof, breaking her hip and suffering serious injury. She is now recovering. Her son, who was just 10 years old, was also inside the home, and he would not survive. Now, in the days following the tragedy, the father of that 10-year-old boy took to social media and he said, okay, my day was totally messed up. I lost 8 of the most beautiful people in the world because a person decided that they wanted to take the life of my 5 nieces and my 2 nephews, plus my son. Laura knows my heart is hurting bad. Why did you do it, dude? I thought you was better than that. But keep me and my little family that I have left in your prayers. Please keep all the negativity off my post and to yourself. I don't need it. So please, if you're negative, stay away. I'm on my ends.
I've received phone calls today. Are you okay? Are you okay? If I told you I was okay, I'd be lying to you, because I'm not okay. I'm not going to be okay for a while. These were 8 babies, precious babies, babies that I took care of, helped take care of, helped raise daily on a daily basis. So no, I'm not okay. And yes, I am going to seek help for myself, as well as my child, my wife, and my sister-in-law.
Now, because Shamar Elkins did have 3 children outside of his marriage, there has been discussion online about what the relationship was like between the wife and the woman who called to say that she was the girlfriend. Now, of course.
So where did he delete the kids? Not that I really want to know or need to know that, but it's like if he came and he took the kids. Originally, allegedly, he had went to the girlfriend's house and then went to the wife's house. So I thought he just took the kids with him and did it all there, because they said 8, right? So now they're saying that he started out at the wife's house, went down to the girlfriend's house. If the kids wasn't unfortunately taken out there, where the hell are they in the midst of all this? I'm just trying to figure it out. Did I miss something?
Shamar Elkins did have 3 children outside of his marriage. There has been discussion online about what the relationship was like between the wife and the woman who called to say that she was the girlfriend. Now, of course, we know that it was reported that he had a baby on the way, but what has not been confirmed is if the mother of the 3 children, if she was the one who he had the baby on the way with, or if it was someone else. Now, someone did come online and make a status in regards to the statements of if they were getting along. And what she said was, if you don't know, just stop assuming and send a prayer. 1 mother, 3 kids. The other mother had 5. But keep in mind, the other mother, she had 4, and it was her sister's son whose life was taken. No, they didn't stay together. They stayed down the street from each other. They actually had good co-parent skills. They were there on weekends with their daddy. Let's start.
So, in essence, what is that? Polygamy or whatever? They was getting along. Shout out to them. Shout out to them. It couldn't be me, but shout out to them.
there. And she followed up in the comment and she said, by law, that was their stepmom because he was married. But them, my sister, 3, and I'm standing on 10 toes behind it. And as people have started looking more closely, they've also pointed out something about the ages of the children, with both households having children who were the same age. And because of that, many have suggested there may have been some overlap in the relationships. Now, adding to that, both women made posts in 2024. The mother of the 3 children made her post first on March 19, 2024, where she referred to Shamar Elkins as her hubby and shared a photo of him with the children. In that post, in part, she wrote, "Good evening, my hubby, my fam, and wannabe friends. On this day 3 years ago, I gave birth to my last born of the bunch, 4 now." And then she shared this photo. But then, less than a month later, his wife would make a post announcing their marriage. On April the 9th, 2020.
Am I right again, y'all? Am I right again? It sounds like a competition to me. It sounds like a competition. And who's going to win? Who's going to win? And while I think it was one solo is talking about what she looked like. One, what the hell does he look like? Do he look like he work as a VP at Wells Fargo? Bueller. Do he look like he's wealthy? Do he look like he's got all this shit to offer? And these people are out here giving this man babies. Now, last night, Uncle Rick had said he was probably being taken care of. I mean, I was thinking it. He said it. What does he bring to the table? While somebody talking about, oh, he probably had to pay child support. How? I don't care if he allegedly worked at UPS. All these kids. And with all that, somebody's still fucking this nigga to be pregnant, allegedly. Does this sound sisterhoodish to you? This sounds like sisters that love each other as sisters. Or is it the same shit I always say, ain't no damn sisterhood? Because if you got something I want, I'm coming for it. Or if you got something and I got something, they compete. Did I not just say this shit? This is women. I don't care. Get mad, get sad. I don't give a damn. They will compete for this. To struggle more? No shade. No shade. Did you see that house? Y'all know I be looking in the background. Did y'all see that house? Was they living like Trump, since everybody want to bring him up all damn time? Trump. Is that how they was living? Child, was they living like, let's just say Boyce, since he's a millionaire, he don't want to admit it. Was they living like Boyce? Boyce Watkins? Child, this is too much. This is too damn much. Now, we didn't already figured it out. Well, hold on, let me go back here. They was talking about what we already talked about, though, right?
There has been discussion online about what the relationship was like between the wife and the woman who called.
So we already figured out that they was Irish twins. That's what we called it. So, and we already know that they know each other. They living down the street, so they probably know. They probably got to leave the area and they see each other's house, right? Good co-parenting. Okay, cool. Good co-parenting. But you trying to tell me that there was no competition?
To say that she was the girlfriend. Now, of course, we know that it was reported that he had a baby on the way, but what has not been confirmed is if the mother of the 3 children, if she was the one who he had the baby on the way with, or if it was someone else. Now, someone did come online and make a status in regards to the statements of if they were getting along. And what she said was, if you don't know, just stop assuming and send a prayer.
So that's the lady that's in the wheelchair that we just saw. So, you know, he went here, he went there, he went here, he went there. I'm just saying.
Other 3 kids. The other mother had 5. But keep in mind, the other mother, she had 4, and it was her sister's son whose life was taken. No, they didn't stay together. They stayed down the street from each other. They actually had good co-parent skills. They were there on weekends with their daddy. Let's start there.
That doesn't mean that they had good co-parenting skills. That means that he said, I'm taking my kids. Was she over at her house? Was she over at her house? Was they having cookouts together? I don't know.
And she followed up in the comment and she said, by law, that was their stepmom because he was married. But them, my sister, 3, and I'm standing on 10 toes behind it. And as people have started looking more closely, they've also pointed out something about the ages of the children, with both households having children who were the same age. And because of that, many have suggested there may have been some overlap in the relationships.
Well, depending on, obviously somebody had babies close together, unless these two are twins. It's possible that maybe Kayla and Shayla, wait. Shayla is 5, Jayla is 3, Shayla is 5, and Kayla is 6. So they're not twins. So she had Kayla and then immediately had Shayla, because on here they're saying that they're 6 years old at the same time. So they didn't have them within 365 days. And then there's Kadarian, who is 6. Which is this little boy right here. And back here, I don't know if you can see the mouse. This is Layla. She's 7. Kayla is 6. Kadarian in this picture is 6. And Shayla is 6. Child. Thank you, Juan. He said the only thing they had in common was effing and fighting. This type of situationship is going on everywhere, and bruh do look like he get a SSI check. He probably does. He's a military person. I don't want to call him a veteran, but I technically is. He's a military person, so he did probably get something. But I'm going to go out on a limb. It's just me. I'm going out on a limb. He ain't got that much to offer for me to be continuing to give him damn kids. I believe Uncle Rick is right. These women was holding it down for their damn households. What do you think he was doing besides going back and forth and getting people pregnant? I hope there ain't no third woman in this.
Now, adding to that, both women made posts in 2024. The mother of the 3 children made her post first on March 19, 2024, where she referred to Shamar Elkins as her hubby.
That's another thing that biatches be doing. That's my hubby. No, it ain't. That's my husband. No, it ain't. Child, you didn't get married, you ain't your husband. So she out here putting this post out in 2024.
And shared a photo of him with the children. In that post, in part, she wrote, "Good evening, my hubby, my fam, and wannabe friends. On this day 3 years ago, I gave birth to my last born of the bunch, for now." And then she shared this.
My last one, for now. Let's not forget that. For now. So she ain't getting no tubes tied or anything.
Photo. But then less than a month later, his wife would make a post announcing their marriage. On April.
Less than a month later, she announcing that they married. Yeah, I'm sure they was getting along swimmingly, child. I'm sure they was getting along swimmingly.
The night 2024, she wrote, "We finally made it official. I got married on my birthday." Now,
so then when she was saying that she didn't want to be married anymore, I'm tired of doing this, I'm tired of doing that, I don't want to, my peace and my peace and my peace. You wanted to marry that man, allegedly, probably because the girlfriend, the one that was also having kids with him, called him her husband. Ciao.
These posts have drawn attention as people try to piece together the timeline and the relationship. But regardless of the relationship dynamics he may have had or the overlap in the ages of the children, nothing takes away from the tragedy of what happened and the lives that were lost. And again, just to be clear, although she told dispatchers, which you will hear, that she was his girlfriend, it has not been confirmed that she was the one who was pregnant by him, as a relative had previously said, because in the weeks leading up to the tragedy,
she's changed a lot in all these different photos and videos of her.
She made posts on her social media account indicating that she was not currently in a relationship. Now, there has been speculation online about what happened when Shamar Elkins' life ended, because it's been reported that he was in a shootout with the authorities, and some have said that that may not necessarily been true. Now, a man who has identified himself as his mentor, he later came forward and confirmed that it was his home on the news, confirming that the incident ultimately ended at his residence. He also explained that Shamar Elkins was someone that he had known for years. He was a former young soldier of his and someone that he had known since childhood.
Oh no, now they're bringing the white people into it. The people say, keep my name out your effing mouth.
He said Shamar even called him uncle and that he had helped raise him in the absence of a father. He also made it clear that he had no involvement in what happened. Now, according to him, after the shooting, Shamar had been involved in a police chase before making his way to his home, and he believes he came there because it was a place he trusted, somewhere he felt safe. He went on to say that he had actually spoken with Shamar the day before about his possible divorce, and at that time, he didn't notice any signs that something like this was about to happen. It wasn't until the next morning when his cameras were triggered that he realized Shamar was at his door. Hearing his voice, someone he considered family, his nephew, he opened it. What happened next would end with Shamar taking his own life. Now, unfortunately, I can't elaborate on those statements because I do have to be respectful to YouTube's guidelines. But again, there has been confusion because the authorities say that he was in a shootout, and this mentor has come forward to say that Shamar was responsible for ending his own life. Now, he did end the statement by requesting prayers for the survivors. So I want you to hear from two witnesses that were there as Shamar when he came to the residence. So listen to this.
He's on a chase that ended here. Once the suspect arrived here, he parked his car and used it as some type of cover, according to police. Once here, police and the suspect did exchange gunfire. Police did confirm that the suspect was struck by police gunfire, but it's unclear who delivered the lethal blow.
But man, there's no way that just happened behind our house. You know, I was just in total shock. I was just like, oh my God, dude. Like, it was just chaos. I mean, honestly, like, it was just nothing like I've ever experienced.
I think it still hasn't hit me fully.
I woke up to my wife telling me that she thinks she hears sirens and maybe a gunshot. And then I was like, I don't know, baby. So I didn't think it was that close. And then I sat up and we heard another gunshot. And I was like, all right, that's pretty close. So as I got up, we heard several more fires. And then I went and grabbed my firearm and checked out the back because that's where I thought everything was coming from. And out over here in the back, the entire section of the cul-de-sac was basically lined with police officers. And they were out here with their guns drawn, yelling at, I'm assuming the suspect was over here, yelling, you know, hey, put your hands up, come out. And then after that, several times, then they started flanking the areas left and right. And it was pretty wild.
And so
now, as you are aware, Shamar Elkins did carjack a vehicle, and that's the vehicle that he used to go to his mentor's home. Now, there was someone that said that he made contact.
Well, next we'll be hearing from the person he jacked from, I'm sure.
With the person whose vehicle was carjacked. So listen to this, and then we will get into the extended surveillance footage.
So back on March 18, 2019, Shamar Elkins was charged with 2 felonies, illegal use of a weapon and carrying a firearm in a school zone. According to the police report, Elkins allegedly got into an altercation with the driver, pulled out a 9mm and fired 5 rounds. One of those bullets reportedly landed near a high school where students were present. And then in the move, we see all too often a deal was cut that favored the defendant. The school gun charge, it was dropped on the condition that Elkins plead guilty to the illegal use of a weapon, which was the lesser of the charges. The judge handed him simply 18 months of probation and instructions to surrender his firearm and pay $71 a month for that probation period. That's it. Now, 4 years earlier, in 2015, Elkins was arrested for driving under the influence. He pleaded guilty to that too. His punishment, also probation, 6 months of it. So within a decade, Shamar Elkins has 2 documented cases where his reckless conduct could have killed somebody. Twice, prosecutors offered him an easy off-ramp. Twice, a judge signed off on it. And now that leniency is coming into focus as Elkins stands accused.
Crazy. Y'all have time, come around here and show y'all support. Just show y'all care. Y'all got some kids. So, you know what I'm saying, just come around here, just say a prayer and just leave if you're in a rush. Right here. This house right here. This where the helmet. That's where the helmet, man. I'm telling you, it's crazy because I rode through here that same night, the same time in helmet. So,
impossible to predict and impossible to protect from in every instance. And when it happens, it just shakes the whole community. So our prayers are with everyone, our obviously commitment to assist in any way we can. And I've been in touch with obviously the local officials there and everyone involved. We're going to do everything we can on the federal level to draw necessary attention and pull down the necessary resources to help with this.
Why should Americans believe that this moment will lead to action, not just another cycle of grief and inaction?
Well, it happens too often. I mean, you know, in a case like this, there really were no warning signs that we know of yet. I mean, we're hearing bits and pieces of information. This individual did not have an extensive criminal background. There were no apparent warning signs. There was someone who served in the National Guard for a number of years. You know, I think the New York Times reported today or last night that there were indications he may have had some mental health issues or suicidal thoughts in the days or weeks leading up.
I want to know why people think that people were supposed to know that he was going to do this, besides the fact that he said he was going to do it. So it's only 1 or 2 people that knew that, right?
For the tip.
And she thought he was kidding. So if she's his wife, his girlfriend, the mother of his children, the person that's been with him all these years, all this time, and she thought he was kidding, how the hell was Mike Johnson or anybody else supposed to know anything in advance of what happened? Bueller? I'm confused. Why is she grilling him about what he gonna do? What he gonna do? What can he do? What he can do is say, where that woman that gave that man that gun that gave it to him. That's what he should be saying. Are we just going to absolve her? I feel like no one's talking about that. Any particular reason why, Bueller? Any particular reason why the person who was the legal weapon owner gave the weapon to a felon who then gave it to another felon? I think that's where they need to be next, concentrating and holding her accountable. Anybody think that's going to happen? They just going to let that slide. You might be right. Because of course, at the end of the day, everything is Trump's fault, even though they just said that they called him and Melania called. I ain't see that on no blogs, child. I ain't seen none of that on no blogs.
Because Trump bad. Trump bad.
Again!
Because Trump bad. Trump bad.
Going, you're being a racist! Racist!
I'm just waiting to see if they bring her back up and bring her in and give her 15 years, 15 plus 5, whatever they was going to give the other dude. Actually, she should be getting more. She should get more because she shouldn't be giving weapons away. He didn't steal it. It was given to him. Keep up, child. Keep up. Prince Revolver, thank you, boo. He said anti-messy donation for bitch ass nigga. Hi. Thank you, boo. I appreciate you. But I love how they're just going to skip over that part. Skip over it. The weapon was given to him. How the hell are you supposed to stop that? How?
To this, but
and once he had this weapon, do you think he was running around saying, guess what? I got this weapon, y'all. Look what I got.
apparently that wasn't reported to local authorities, and or there wasn't enough information to act upon. So look, evil stems from the human heart. I mean, that's the problem, and it's difficult to have enough resources to address all of that. But we do the best job we can on the federal, state, and local level. We have great officials there. I talked with my friend Mayor Arsenault yesterday, and Tom's heart is as heavy and burdened as mine and all of ours. We do what we can. We pray for the victims, and we trust that God is close to the brokenhearted as it promises us in Scripture.
Well, we appreciate all that you are doing to help with this issue. This is one of the deadliest mass shootings in the U.S. in recent years. Do you believe current federal gun laws are sufficient, or do you think there will be any changes coming from this?
This is always the question, but what the information we have is that in this case, for example, it was a small caliber handgun that the assailant used. I mean, these are things that are impossible to address with legislation. When you have a guy here at the federal level, Cash Patel,
about 5:55 a.m. on Sunday morning, Shreveport police received the first call.
And their friends who are crying. God.
All right, so this is repeated stuff that we've already heard. But what I will say is I think that they need to go and arrest the woman that gave the gun away. She was the legal gun owner. They have it. They must have that on file somewhere, else how would they find her? How would they have found her in order to have found the other dude? Now, CIP said that the dude has been arrested. So I was trying to see. I'm sorry, he's deceased. I don't even know his damn name. I didn't. I'm trying to see if I can find anything on that. But I ain't seen nothing. But if they took care of it, then they took care of it, right? I mean, all of this is ridiculous. Oh, I'm on the wrong side. I don't know. I gotta check for it later. I don't see anything. Anyway, I definitely think that she should be held accountable. Whether that happens or not, we shall see. So that's the update. Prince, thank you, boo. He said, before you buy a firearm, you have to sign off on paperwork holding you responsible. Whoever gave it to him is responsible. I agree. And she should be held accountable for everything that happened thereafter. I don't care that she's a woman. I'm not, and the odds are that she's black. I don't give a shit about none of that. But notice how the girl want to go at Mike Johnson, who has absolutely nothing to do with this, mind you, and talk about the changing gun laws. What are we changing? Yeah, change that shit to if you allow that thing to get on up out of your possession, then you would be held accountable for whatever someone does to it. I bet you that'll help out. It's crazy. Thank you, One Solo. He said he could have went a block over and got a new girlfriend. Listen, honestly, he probably does have another one, child. Honestly, allegedly, but I don't know. Allegedly. And that's allegedly maybe who was pregnant. I don't know. This thing get crazier and crazier by the day, but moving on. We're gonna move on over to Ashley, child. So we already had posed the question, not an accusation, it was a question, sugar baby, or what did I say? Was it stripper? I forget what I said. Sugar baby or escort, actually. Because nothing looked real. All right. And while there was a lot going on, it just didn't look real. I'm gonna just say that. It just looked typical. It looked typical. That's what I'm saying. It looked typical. It's not like we ain't been following these heifers for the longest time. The OF heifers, the link in my bio heifers, the over there on TikTok heifers with the link in my bio too. The one that has to continue to do OF to make her $350 a month so that she can not get kicked out of her place. We've seen it, right? It's very familiar to us. Those on the outside looking in because they don't know about this stuff, they wouldn't think that way. You think most of these people know about what a sugar baby is? I didn't until I came to the internet. I ain't know nothing about OF till I came to the internet. I didn't know all that was going on that goes on in Miami. I mean, I knew there was stuff going on in Miami, but not this bad, right? Well, somebody on here named Kiki. Kiki, are you with me? 157 on the tube. She said, Miami stripper exposes Ashley Janae's second life, secret escort. So don't forget that there was a second Instagram that got taken down. Why not the other one? Why not the TikTok? That picture on the thumbnail, child, possibly one of the ones that was on the other site, because I've never seen it in any of the anything we've gone over at this point. Never seen that picture before. Spicy. Allegedly, she's a bottle girl. All this stuff, child. All these things. So let's hear what's going on by way of Kiki here on YouTube.
I find it quite convenient that just as Joe McCann continues to get the heat about the death of Ashley Janae, suddenly there's a Miami stripper who comes out of nowhere to expose Ashley's supposed secret life. The timing is way too convenient, and people are starting to smell a rat. Like, could this be a calculated smear campaign orchestrated by someone? I mean, if they make the world see Ashley as a secret escort instead of a happy bride-to-be, it does make the claim that she took her life easier for people to believe. But ask yourself this, who actually benefits from this narrative right now? Because from where we're sitting, it looks like a desperate move to flip the script and get people scrutinizing Ashley's past rather than uncovering the truth about what really happened. Honestly, I hoped that we would have gotten answers about this case by now, but it looks like there are still theatrics going on. So let's get into it. So the thing is, apparently, there's this Miami stripper who is now saying that Ashley lived a double life, and she's allegedly confirming that Ashley had a second IG page that was dedicated to her being a stripper and a service girl, which was taken down. Now, I have not seen screenshots or anything from a second account, but what I did notice is that her active account has very few posts, which to some people could possibly mean that there was indeed another account where she posted other content, especially considering her Twitter account is full of some very spicy videos. Allegedly, this Miami stripper is also...
Oh, wow. I guess it's on Twitter. I haven't gone through Twitter. I stay off of Twitter. And you can do anything you want on Twitter. Yeah, you can do it. The world is your oyster over on Twitter, okay? There's a lot of... link in my bios, but you ain't even got to provide the link. This is what we do, and it's all spread eagle out there open, men and women over there on Twitter. You can do whatever you want. Wow. Interesting. I don't know, maybe we could go see Twitter after this, because I was like, where these pictures come from? Maybe she was just active on Twitter or something. I don't know. Shout out to Prince Revolver for 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Boo. Shout out to all the channel members. I appreciate you. Y'all make sure you hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. If you did catch a membership, please make sure you thank Prince Revolver. Thank you so much, hon. Appreciate your support. Whoo, child. Lord help your people. Nice picture, though, girl. Nice picture.
Saying that she can confirm that Ashley was a bottle girl at DAER South in Miami, Florida, where she possibly met some of her alleged clients. And if you look at Ashley's page, you will realize that she wasn't actually selling products like a normal influencer. She was selling a lifestyle that didn't seem to have a clear source of income. Well, as much as her friends have come out to say that Ashley had a hair care brand and she was actually doing pretty well, but if Ashley was doing so well...
She had a hair care brand. Anybody ever heard that before? Bueller? I've never heard that once before. Wow. A hair care brand.
Well, where are the sales? Where are the ads? Why wasn't she posting about the products on her page? Honey, I know that a lot has already been said about Ashley from other people, including from someone who said they personally knew Ashley who said this. No one's saying it, so I'll say it. Ashley may be an influencer now, but everyone in Miami knows she was a stripper. Joe met her at a party she was literally working the pole at. She danced in his section, and ever since, they've kind of gone around the world fighting in luxury hotels for the last year and a half. This wasn't even the first time they became engaged. It was the second. It's also not the first time the police were called to break up one of their fights. He is currently the subject of a financial crime investigation. He was taking profits from investments that were actually at a loss for years and got caught out there for doing it. He's rich, janky, older, has a massive power imbalance with her, and in my opinion, picked her because of that. Who knows what happened that night? May she rest in peace and may her family find the truth. But this was 100% a very openly sugar baby on steroids situation. Source: I know them personally and we have many mutual friends. However, I still feel like the fact that the escort narrative is being pushed so much is a distraction from what really happened, especially from a stripper I can't even verify. This could literally be anyone who has been paid to push this narrative, and it's actually beginning to look like these secret escort rumors are being used to smear Ashley's character so people don't fight as hard for justice because they're saying, oh, she was an escort. So of course,
I don't think anybody is saying, even if she was an escort, that they shouldn't fight for justice. Who's saying that? Divested bundles is crazy. Shout out to F Holiday. That doesn't make a difference. I still don't, regardless of all of this, I still don't think she's self-deleted. I just don't. That's just me, though.
her life was messy. But of course, her supporters aren't having it. And they're arguing that even if she had a second life, she was clearly happy and planning a future, which makes the unaliving claim even harder to swallow. The streets are basically saying that whether she was an influencer, an escort, or both, the math isn't adding up. And Joe has a lot more explaining to do. Also think about it. What if Joe is low-key feeding the...
Joe looked better a long time ago. He looked fat lately. What's going on? He was struggling allegedly. Okay, shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson up in here. He was stressed the F out, stressed over the money, so he started eating. Come on, y'all. Let's not act like him in these when he's talking, these photos, these videos when he's talking, compared to when he was walking with Nala, that he wasn't looking bigger than Fred Flintstone. Come on now.
Blogs this narrative to save his own skin. Like, if he can make everyone believe Ashley was living this dark, secret life, it makes his story about her being mentally unstable or unpredictable easier to sell. And honestly, by pushing this second life story, he's creating a massive smokescreen. And instead of everyone asking why the local medical records mention strangulation, they're busy debating what she did for a living. Maybe he even paid the stripper to fuel the narrative further and make the angle more credible. But I personally cannot ignore that there have been a couple of things that have come up over the last few days about Joe, like how he had anger issues, how they fought since they landed in Zanzibar, how he took so much time to inform the family about what was happening, how he allegedly left Ashley in the villa to go and be with other local women, and how he possibly took a policy on her. Now, we've already talked about how...
Ooh, he got a policy. Oh no. So he got a life insurance on her too? Oh no. Joe, how could this... Child, this does now look, I mean, barely looks like the same man size-wise that we see with Nala in the proposal video. Come on now. He was eating.
How he took so much time to inform the family about what was happening, how he allegedly left Ashley in the villa to go and be with other local women, and how he possibly took a policy on her. Now, we've already talked about how Joe has a big crypto fund called Asymmetric, which is running in the negative. That is millions and millions of dollars just gone. Then...
Oh my God! So depending on the amount of the alleged insurance policy, that could clean that right up now, couldn't it? Oh. Allegedly. Wow.
Almost immediately after the fund crashed, he announced a new plan to raise $1.5 billion for a company called Accelerate. What people are saying is that for him to get a large amount of money without any suspicion, he took out a policy on Ashley, proposed in a high visibility way to prove the relationship was perfect, and then had a tragedy occur in a foreign country with different legal standards. Baby, it also doesn't help that the family said they first learned something was wrong when Joe McCann called to say Ashley was in the hospital, but details were limited. The mom said she asked him when it happened and where it happened, and he told her that something had occurred 11 hours prior to when he was reaching out to her. They said said communication then stopped, and the next update came from the hotel, which informed them their daughter had died, and they have never heard from Joe since. No condolences, no participation in the funeral arrangements, no updates on what's going on because he's still in Zanzibar. Nothing. Well, the assumption is that Joe paid the staff and the authorities in Zanzibar, and that's why there have been no criminal charges against him, even though
Listen, some of the Africans up here on the tube have been saying that, they're easy to take a bribe, allegedly, over there in Zanzibar. Allegedly. They said that shit. I ain't never been there. I ain't ever going. But allegedly, they said that you could do that over there. Allegedly. Now, I don't know if there's anybody here from Zanzibar, Africa, or any parts of it that can confirm or deny what y'all think. But this is what they said. Allegedly. Allegedly.
thing literally points to him. In fact, let me just paint a picture for y'all so that you understand exactly what we are dealing with here. See, news of Ashley was reportedly withheld from the public for 4 days, and no internal media platform dared to provide coverage because it was forbidden. Some controlled reports were only released after the incident got traction from international news sources, and there were still a lot of inconsistencies. The only official report they gave is that Ashley and Joe had an argument that led to them being separated into different rooms that were 8 to 10 minutes away. Then, on the day Ashley was found, one of the attendants was doing his evening rounds when he visited Villa number 25 where Ashley was staying, and she told him that she needed a phone charger. The attendant gave Ashley his phone charger and then proceeded to Villa 24 and 26, but Ashley had told him to come back after about 10 minutes. According to what the director of criminal investigations said, the attendant went back after about 20 minutes. He knocked on the door, there was no answer, and all the lights were turned off, and he used his emergency key to open the door. Based on the report, that's when he discovered Ashley suspended from the internal wardrobe hanging rod using a gray bathrobe belt. Apparently, at the time, she was still alive but struggling, so he raised the alarm, and they rushed Ashley to the nearest hospital. Then, after initial treatment, Ashley was transferred to another hospital for specialized care, but she passed on the next day at about 3 p.m. Since this initial report, there have
Damn, look how big he is, child. Maybe it's the shirt. Woo, he looking good.
been no more updates, even though we know the autopsy was done a couple of days ago. So what people think is Joe paid them to sanitize the autopsy report, making it seem like Ashley really took her own life. Personally, I'm still struggling to understand how Ashley managed to tie herself inside the wardrobe in the dark, because the report was that the lights were off when the attendant walked in. Also, can a person just really die like that from a wardrobe? Something just doesn't add up. And until I see actual footage of a conversation between Ashley and the attendant, and an actual exchange of the phone charger, and evidence that nobody walked in and out of her room, I don't believe any of it. Also, why are they treating the autopsy report like it's a secret? Ashley's father, Harry Robinson, confirmed that an autopsy was completed on April 14th, but the family has faced agonizing limbo while waiting for the full written report and the release of her body to be returned to the United States. So you see why Ashley supporters are convinced that this escort narrative is being pushed as a distraction? Because there's so much that doesn't make sense. And if people keep focusing on Ashley's past rather than her death, we will lose the plot. But let me know what you think about this supposed stripper confirming that Ashley was living a double life in the comments section below.
Listen, like Kennard said, these chicks be so thirsty to travel, they never think ish can happen. But also, it's this facade. It's this facade of what's allegedly going on, and so people can be jealous. But I don't know. That thing about him maybe having a life insurance policy. If he does, that might just tell the story right there. That just might tell the story right there, especially since he was broke by his standards. Let me say broke by his standards. Wow. Nobody's investing in that man. He lost $100 million. Nobody is investing in him. That don't even make sense. That's why he up on the Twitter trying to get business done while she was in the hospital, allegedly dead. Wow. Thank you, Prince. He said it's soft life when somebody wines and dines them, but it's power imbalance or predatory when things go left. And it doesn't change the fact of what he said or what they said, or I'm sorry, it doesn't change the fact of what she said, a soft life divester. So people, they want people to follow and try to go after the same things and want the same things and, get the payments from, women who are so weird about what they think life should be. Instead of just going and living your damn life, you envy somebody else's, which is crazy to me. These are alleged adults worrying about somebody that probably, for enough of them, was younger than them. She was probably younger than them. She was 31. Try and get a life like her. Like, give it up. Just, you want a life like her, go get one. I'm not saying it's a lot, but remember that Courtney Clenny girl, she about to be on trial soon for her deleting Bumselli. And she was out here effing it up, living, being an influencer, living it up in Miami, partying. This is what these people think life's supposed to be all the time. Just a life of partying, being on yachts and drinking, and that's great. Go do your thing, okay? Go do your thing. Just putting stuff up on the internet to make other people jealous. I'm just saying. That's what I think that they think that life is supposed to be. Thank you. Let me update I'm going to update the banner when I play this next video. Thank you, Boo. Shout out to Live from New York. He said, everything adds up for me if you let me hold something. I see people talking about the GoFundMe. You want to hold the GoFundMe money? I wonder where it's at. Let's take a look. Hold on. Let's see, because I thought you had to cut it off once you got your goal. What is it? Ashley. Looks like you don't. So if y'all still wanted to donate, you got the opportunity to. So it's 62.8 now, 12,000 over goal. All right. So if you was interested, you can go ahead and donate to the GoFundMe so that they can, it's supposed to help. I don't know what they're doing with this chat. I don't know. Not for me to know. But anyway, moving on to another video by Kiki. This one says, Kevin Gates exposes Ashley Janae's fake lifestyle. So we watched the Kevin Gates video. But let's see how Kiki views it. Let me rewind it all the way.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing? You know, we keeping it organic. Me and my little chocolate Easter bunny. Babe, stop playing. Babe, you going sensitive, babe. We about to get in a lick. This her car. She just came for to pick me up.
Something like, not so crazy.
She from Philly, so you know she crazy. She toxic. She might stab you. You might stab me in my sister. You told me if I take my hands off, you gonna beat me up.
Because I'm with my hands.
I ain't gonna trouble. I love y'all. Y'all have a beautiful day.
Not Kevin Gates being dragged into this.
Oh wait, he had that on his. That was on his thing. How did y'all know that was her on there though? She looked different.
Entire mess, talking about how Ashley Janae was crazy and toxic. He even claims that Ashley told him if he takes his hands off her, she's going to rough him up. Then Ashley laughs along and confirms it, saying, "'Cause I'm good with my hands." Okay. He also said that the Lamborghini in the video belonged to Ashley, and to a lot of people, this doesn't make sense at all. To them, the fact that her family now needs a GoFundMe to cover basic expenses proves that these high-ticket assets, the cars, the expensive designer items she always posted, the villas, and the jewelry weren't actually her property, because you can't be Lamborghini rich on Monday and GoFundMe broke on Tuesday, unless the wealth was never yours to begin with. People are saying that showing off $20,000 in Chanel every other week and now needing a GoFund for funeral expenses is diabolical. So, was Homegirl really just living a fake life? I know that Kevin Gates was probably just joking when he said those things in the video, but we have people who are convinced that it's probably not as simple as it may seem, given everything we've been learning about Ashley Janae of late. See, news reaching me is that she had a second IG page that was dedicated to her being a stripper and an escort, which was taken down, allegedly. From what I've heard, her family is probably the one who took down the second Instagram account. But I've seen people saying that they can confirm that Ashley was a bottle girl at Dare South in Miami, Florida, where she possibly met some of her alleged clients. Look.
Hold on. Dare South. Let's see. Dare. Ooh. Nightclub in Davie, Florida. Nightclub in Davie, Florida. Wait, this is in the Hard Rock Cafe, which is where who was just shot there last week or week before? Somebody, I forget. I don't know. Don't let her show up in any of these pictures, though. Oh, you gotta be. It's the best nightclub in South Florida for music, party, and entertainment. Enjoy an unforgettable evening filled with world-class DJs and luxurious atmosphere. Is it a script club or not? You gotta reserve your spot in there. Let's see. Al 50 Cent is coming, or he came there. The baby was there. They got all the famous people here. Maybe he was just hanging out. Party up over there in the Dare nightclub and day club. All right. So a bottle girl just means you're basically a waitress. Oh, I'll say. Right. Okay. I totally forgot that quick. Ha! So she over here allegedly at Dare. It just looks like, you know, some nightclub that's allegedly at the Hard Rock Cafe, where so they can mess around if they want to. Hard Rock might not be in business for too long. They got this attention. They got Offset attention. Child, they better get it together and figure it out. I know they don't want that to happen. They have to shut their shit down. Anyway.
Girl at Dare South in Miami, Florida, where she possibly met some of her alleged clients. Look, before some of y'all get it twisted, I'm not saying that whatever happened to Ashley is justified. In fact, she deserves justice, and her family deserves to know exactly what happened to their daughter when she was in Zanzibar. But it also doesn't mean we are not going to cover the various questions people have going on, because every day something new pops up about this case, and it just gets crazier by the minute. Now guys, I knew it was only a matter of time before other people who knew Ashley Janae came out of the woodwork. And honey, I was personally not prepared for the things they would expose. There's been a bunch of people from Miami who have said that they know that Ashley was living a fake life. And one person who claimed to have firsthand information actually wrote this. No one's saying it, so I'll say it. Ashley may be an influencer now, but everyone in Miami knows she was a stripper. Joe met her at a party she was literally working the pole at. She danced in his section, and ever since, they've kind of gone around the world fighting in luxury hotels for the last year and a half. This wasn't even the first time they became engaged. It was the second. It's also not the first time the police were called to break up one of their fights. He is currently the subject of a financial crime investigation. He was taking profits from investments that were actually at a loss for years and got caught out there for doing it. He's rich, janky, older, has a massive power imbalance with her, and in my opinion, picked her because of that. Who knows what happened that night? May she rest in peace and may her family find the truth. But this was 100% a very openly sugar baby on steroids situation. Source, I know them personally and we have many mutual friends. Honestly, this alone gives me so many questions. If she started as a dancer in Miami and met Joe while working the pole, it changes her entire platform. I mean, we know that Ashley was a major face in the divestment community, which is basically a group of...
Oh, she was a major face of the divestment community. All right, so it's out there. It's not just us saying that. What in the world? What is this? Hold on, let me get this picture right here. That's a good picture. Let me get this picture. Hold on. Go, girl.
Platform. I mean, we know that Ashley was a major face in the divestment community, which is basically a group of Black women who advocate for dating exclusively outside their race to find a better life. Essentially, a woman who calls herself a divest is usually saying she's being intentional about who she dates. Okay, on paper, it's just about self-improvement and smart.
So divesting just means that you're intentional about who you date, y'all. Right? So y'all gonna stop this lie about how these divestors be talking about you sassy streets, okay? It's just about dating better. That's it. You heard what Kiki said. Thank you, D1957. He said some people are out here renting luxury bags. Yeah, that is definitely a thing. I learned that from Sex and the City many moons ago. They do it in New York all the time. Crazy.
Saying she's being intentional about who she dates. Okay, on paper, it's just about self-improvement and smart dating, and being a divest definitely doesn't mean you're an escort. Most of the
self-improvement, y'all. It's just self-improvement. All right?
A divest is usually saying she's being intentional about who she dates. Okay, on paper, it's just about self-improvement and smart dating, and being a divest definitely doesn't mean you're an escort. Most of these women are just looking for a husband who isn't going to stress them out. However,
divest just means you're looking for a husband that's not going to stress you out. How did we get this wrong? That's it. Somebody was lying all this time. All it means is you're just trying to find a good husband and not be stressed out. That's it, y'all. We be leering around here.
When it comes to Ashley, people are saying that this was not the case. She was constantly showcasing this ultra-luxury lifestyle, designer bags, high-end travel, and 5-star everything. But people couldn't quite figure out where the 9-to-5 or the business revenue was coming from to support it. I mean, there is not one single brand or product promo on her page.
Uh-oh. Not one brand. Well, maybe that was over on the maybe that was over on the second Instagram channel. That's all. That was just on that second Instagram channel. Yeah.
The influencer world, if the brand deals don't match the Birkins, people start asking questions. And people are saying that her relationship with Joe was strictly transactional. Apparently, the reason why we aren't seeing much of her old life is because there was another Instagram account that belonged to Ashley, which was deleted. According to the gossip circles, that page was where she posted much more explicit content, the kind of stuff that definitely leans more toward high-end sugar baby business than just intentional dating. And guess what? Guys on Reddit were talking about deleted profiles on certain sugar sites and screenshots floating around forums that allegedly linked her to professional night services. And while some fans defended her, saying she was just practicing what she preached by dating wealthy men, others feel the line between intentional dating and pay for play has gotten a little too blurry.
Not pay for play. What's going on Reddit? Who be on Reddit? I don't understand how Reddit works. That's just me. It's just weird. I never understood, but who knows Reddit? Let me know what you find out over there, because I know they got all the OF people's pictures and stuff over there. Juan Solo. Thank you, hun. A lie, don't care who tell it. Not at all. We just listening. We listening and leering. We're picking it apart and seeing what's what. No brand deals though. Like I'm not really well versed. Like I know about promotions, which might be maybe the same thing that they're saying. But I feel like a brand deal means that they pay you regularly, and then they pay you regularly, and then you speak to whatever the brand is, allegedly. Because they say that over on TikTok, because they're saying they're not getting those brand deals anymore. So that's why they're losing money as well. So if she had no brand deal, she ain't had no promo, and she was living this life, how'd she get it? That's a good question. She had a hair business, but she wasn't advertising the child. You know, everybody always advertising all that shit, right? Link in the bio, none of that. These are good questions, though. D, thank you, boo. They're about to gentrify, divest her like woke, right? It just means you better dating standards. That's all. That's it. Y'all just be making shit up.
This also brings us to the other thing that people have been questioning. Exactly how involved was the family with Ashley's business? The fact that accounts are being scrubbed, allegedly by the family, means that they got access to her profiles. And it's only natural to wonder if they have the keys to her bank accounts, too. See, Ashley was a Soft Life ambassador. And even if some of that was sponsored or
a Soft Life ambassador. I might need to write that down. Soft Life ambassador, yeah.
or part of her intentional dating lifestyle, she clearly had access to significant amounts of money. Yet the family launched a GoFundMe to raise $50,000 to bring her home and cover investigation costs. On the surface, it seems like a grieving family just trying to get by. But people are asking why a woman who was supposedly marrying a millionaire and living a jet-set life would leave a family so financially strapped that they need to crowdfund her repatriation. I mean, even if they didn't have access to bank accounts, couldn't they have sold a few of the things Ashley was posting online, which could
Who gonna buy these shoes? Anybody? Who gonna buy this stuff? A bunch of people that's watching that can't afford it. Who they selling it to? What? Put it on eBay and wait for that? I think it's probably quicker to do a GoFund.
Easily get them a couple hundred of thousands of dollars? Unless, of course, it was all fake. And just like people have been speculating, Joe was merely just...
No, not fake. Now, who said that? Performative, just nothing is real here. It's like a show. Now, who said that?
One of her clients. Maybe this is why Joe McCann is not lifting a finger. Think about it.
Oh, shit. Maybe he's one of her clients and that's why he ain't doing shit. But the mama knew about him.
Joe was merely just one of her clients. Maybe this is why Joe McCann is not lifting a finger. Think about it. If they were truly in a committed, divested relationship heading toward marriage, a man of his supposed stature wouldn't hesitate to cover the costs of bringing her home or handling the legalities. The fact that he's been ghosting the financial side of this tragedy speaks volumes. Ideally, in the world of high-end...
No, it doesn't. You don't know. That's what they be saying. They in the comments all upset and everything. What are you talking about? So y'all just want to ignore all this. He's not supposed to Look, they ain't got nothing to do with helping to get her home. They ain't got nothing to do with giving up some money. He's rich. All right, yeah. Remember, the best friend said he's the best man ever, even though she never met him.
Companionship. Once the service ends, the financial obligation usually ends too. Obviously, it also puts the family in a really awkward spot.
Well, he just asked the girl to marry him, so he just stopped caring that quick. I would think, maybe it's just me, chat. Maybe it's just me. I would think that if you asked me to marry you, then you must love me as somehow, as some way, right? You must care for me somehow, some way. So even though we're obviously not going to get married because I ain't here no more, I would think that if you took the time to say that you were going to marry me, that you would have some sort of a feeling to me, that you would be like, oh my God, let me help out the best way I can. That's my baby. I know we're not going to get married, but we were supposed to get married. We were supposed to do this. We were supposed to do that. We were supposed to do this. We were supposed to do that. How am I going to go on? Oh my God. Nah, none of that. Nah, none of that.
Because if they knew Joe was just a client, they couldn't exactly go to him demanding he pay for the funeral or the investigation, because he—
Well, you can't demand that he do anything because he's a grown-ass man to do whatever it is he wants to do with his own damn money, allegedly. But if there is a life insurance policy, that's going to be crazy. If allegedly there is.
He has no legal or moral tie to them. Plus, insiders have said everyone in Miami knew Ashley's history. So if the family has access to her accounts and is deleting things, were they aware she was working as a sugar baby / escort this whole time? Does the family—
If that's the case, probably not, because that's pretty sure she's not sharing that with her dad at minimum.
Thanks for the tip.
Maybe the mama, but that's just probably not something that you want to share with your parents, allegedly. But, you know, some of these people in their relationships is crazy. Thank you, Boo. He said he met up with her and paid with his e-course. He probably do have one. It probably costs $5,000. Y'all want it? Y'all want it? Y'all want it? Joe can teach y'all how to lose $100 million too.
Cleanup of her social media suggests they are trying to preserve her reputation to keep the GoFundMe donations coming in. And I know that many people are going to question why there was an engagement if things were not real. Well, haven't y'all heard of content? We've seen people stage—
Woo! Kiki! Kiki, are you with me? You be riding. She's saying the exact same thing. You all think this is real? Did you watch this shit? This is real? No, her friend talking was real. This shit is performative. Where is the videographer, the producer? Nobody asking those questions. Kiki, if you come across this video, the next question is, where's the videographer, the editor, the producer that was there to take this footage? Or all the footage, honestly. Who was doing that?
Grand proposals for the gram, so it's quite possible that the engagement was just for content. Plus, there's something called a GFE that exists in these kinds of relationships. Let me school y'all a bit.
Oh yeah, and then there's the girlfriend Oh Lord, I am too old for this. Why do I need to know this?
In high-end companionship, a GFE, girlfriend experience, is a real thing where the client pays for the illusion of a relationship, and a proposal trip is the peak version of that. It gives the influencer the content she needs to keep her brand alive, and it gives the client the status of being the millionaire provider. Anywho, apparently that video where Kevin Gates repeatedly calls Ashley toxic and crazy proves to a lot of people that Ashley was not as innocent as she's been portrayed online, and that she was living a fake life. In the video, Kevin Gates points to the tan Lamborghini and says, "This is her car." And now people are saying that influencers and high-end escorts often rent supercars for the weekend to create
renting cars? What? Where they do that at?
Content that makes them look more established than they are. If the car actually belonged to a client or she rented it, claiming it as hers was a move to boost her status as a successful, divested woman. Honestly, this entire case
as a successful, divested woman. That's a good title.
Is just confusing. And until the family gets to Tanzania to get real answers, we can only speculate. I'm just saying two things can be right at the same time. Well, do you think Ashley was faking her lifestyle? And what are your thoughts on this case so far? Sound off in the comment section below.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out to Kiki. Kiki, are you with me? Is you riding? She be knowing. Let me go ahead and subscribe to Keeks. Shout out to Kiki. Let me, there's nothing there. She's saying the same thing we said. None of this makes any sense. But you know, people don't want to acknowledge, right? They think it's all true. All right, cool. Shout out to y'all. Not y'all, you know what I'm saying. Let me go on over to this I don't know if we saw this one or not. Y'all stop me and let me know if we saw this, because this is from his Media Entertainment 2.0. It says women want zaddy providers, not monogamous relationships. All right. So I'm not sure if we saw this one. Let me know if we did. We'll look at this and then I'm done. It's almost 2.5 hours already. I got to go get my truck. All right. Y'all hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. Shout out to all of y'all that are still here. I appreciate you. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Shout out to Night J. Thank you, boo. She says, nice hat. If you know, you know. Shout out to my hat. Bought for me by Switchblade. Shout out to Switchblade. I love it. Again, this is not as fancy. It didn't come in as fancy packaging as the Trump hat did, but this one fits. It's a little big, but I like it. I like it. Thank you so much, boo. I see you. I appreciate you. All right, let's see what these heifers have to say.
I'm an online sugar baby. Been one for over 2 years.
Well, damn, she coming right out talking about she a sugar baby. It is a thing. Everybody might not know, yo.
And I've made over $150,000 each year, and I want to put y'all on. I'm going to be showing y'all how much money I've made just going to work and coming back home. Not even doing anything, just going to work, my regular 9 to 5, and coming back home. And then at the end, I'm going to show you a couple sugar daddies that's my favorites and show you how much they've sent me since I've met them and how long I've known them. I got this today. I got this today. All of these today. This today.
He just gave me $20,000 a month. I have another.
Is this a pay pig situation? Y'all remember pay pigs?
Gentleman last week who handed me $5,000 in cash, and I literally texted my best friend and said, "Why did I not sell my pussy earlier?" And he texted back, "Because it's illegal." But I'm just like, I am making so much money from something that is attached to my body. I can only imagine how much money I would have now had I started 20 years earlier.
All of these today. This today. This today. This today. And this today. Mind you, I woke up and went to work from 8 to 1. So from 8 to 1, that's what I made, plus my check. Now I'm going to show you a couple of my favorite sugar daddies, and I'm going to show you how much I've gotten from them total, like it shows you on Cash App. So for this sugar daddy, I literally just met him last week, and he's already sent me $5,000. This guy, I've known him for like a month, but I don't really talk to him that much, so he sent me like a normal amount. And then my all-time favorite sugar daddy, and I've been talking to him for like 5 months, so. What did you say? I don't know how much more proof I can show y'all. I'm honestly really just trying to put y'all on. Like, I'm trying to give y'all the guidelines. I'm telling y'all exactly what I did to do this shit. And it's like.
So this person here is allegedly getting $9,000, $23,000, getting all this money. Look at her. Look at that car in the background. Like look at the silver. Is this even leather? The silver thing. Like, girl, did you see her nails? Child, goodbye. Like, people just be on here saying any old thing, and people be falling for it. Carmel be light. Thank you, boo. Yeah, I know you had a different name because that picture is familiar, but thank you so much. She said girlfriend expense sounds more like it, not experience, but put labels on anything to make it sound good. That's what they do. That's what they do. This is crazy. Let's get on here and teach you how to be a whore, and then they like it. That's why we got Whoredom all 2026. Clearly, we'll be taking it into 2027 because it don't look like it's slowing down. Levi say money is not everything. It is to these people, child. It definitely is to these people. Thank you, boo. He said, why is she blowing up the spot? Keep it on the low. They don't know how to. They can't shut the fuck up. Ever! Ever! You talking about women being quiet? No. Like seriously. Let's just pause for a second. Just pause for a second. We know what Ashley looks like. And look at her. So you try and tell me that she living the same life that Ashley is looking like this? Okay, man, whatever you say. Thank you, Juan. He said all these cash ads, but you making a video and child, them nails look this, well, mine look better, but them nails look the same as mine. Girl, that's the first thing they're gonna do is get some hair, get some lashes, and get made up and get an outfit. Look at that. She got some shit she go to the gym in. Child, I cannot.
Like, instead of y'all doing it, y'all Think any excuse of why I can't do it.
I be wanting to be a sugar baby so bad, but it'll be just my luck. I go to that man's house to give him a little sugar, and it's at the end of his expiration date, and he catch a heart attack. Now the news at the door. Now I'm the bitch on the news that gave a man a heart attack that was 50.
Wanna go where the sugar daddy's at. I wanna go where the sugar daddy's at. I wanna go where the sugar daddy's at. Where they at?
Men were created to be servants to women. That's why we're created dumber and slower. Every woman in a relationship with a man should get paid $150,000 a year, and that's the bare minimum. And it should be an extra $50,000 to $100,000 a year per child.
Boy, you don't sit your stupid ass down. Who the fuck you?
What they got? I promise you, with no shame, they'll be there with you. If anybody needs them, a Splendid Daddy, Sugar Daddy, whatever you want to call them, just head down to your local VA.
Rating the best places to find a sugar daddy in no particular order, though. Let's go. We got a 5-star system because we're talking to 5-star bitches. She's awkward because she's a half-star. They don't have that emoji. 5 stars, 5 qualifications. We're going off quality of the material, the en bancs, likelihood that they'll spend, how much you'll realistically come out of pocket, and the overall experience. You know what I'm saying? Might be controversial. I'm giving a cigar lounge 3 stars because it depends on which one you go to, for real. The men typically tend to be fine. I'm not gonna lie, they have all age ranges in there, like 20 plus. So you can find any kind of man that you're looking for in there, and they actually are quite attractive. It also depends on if you go to a private or a public one. If you go to a public one, I would suggest the affluent area. But if it doesn't have ventilation, I'm taking a star away. Like that cigar smell sticks in everything. Just throw the whole outfit, wig, and hair away once you get home because it's gonna take some getting used to. Hotel bars get 3.5 stars for 2 reasons. Men with money travel. The first place that they go is to the bar.
I'm settled in. I won't be traveling to any of those destinations. I'm just not going to do it.
They have time and probably fuck the bartender if she's hot enough and you don't come along. The only reason why it's 3.5 and not 4 or 5 is because if you go to the right hotel bar, you're gonna come a little bit more out of pocket. The fuck? A drink that's like $10 to $12 is gonna be anywhere from like 19 to 27. You know what I mean? That's just if you strike out though. You know what I'm saying? Also, the men are there for a shorter time, so they're going to be looking more for like a fling kind of thing. So you really gotta, hey, I don't know what you do. Quality restaurant bar gets a 4.5 stars from me, bitch. Men with money eat well. They don't always go to them bullshit restaurants y'all want to go to that look good on the inside and have shitty food. They go to quality, good restaurants and sit at the bar and talk to the bartender and probably fuck them if you don't show up. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, you would be best friends with a bartender at a good restaurant at this point. Like, she's always there. She knows the quality of the people sitting at her bar all day. She knows who the biggest tipper, who the best spender. If he goes to the type of restaurants that I'm talking about, he's probably more sensible with his money. So it might take a little bit longer to make his pockets hurt.
Environment in a generation where they say MOB is money over bitches all day long. I'm never going to fumble a bag over a woman.
Ooh.
Under no circumstances. Never.
Because Anton said, how you get up in here? How? Anton. Shout out to Anton. Shout out to Carmel B. Light. Thank you so much for becoming a member, boo. I see you. I appreciate you. Shout out to all the channel members. I see y'all. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, hon. Thank you for being here. Shout out to Prince. He said dirty socks and Nike slot. Yes! How could I forget that? Forever and ever. Shout out to you. Shout out to Live from New York. Appreciate you. He said they looking crusty, mustard, dusty, rusty, ashy ass bomb. Absolutely, child. And that one was talking too damn long, getting on my damn nerves.
That part right there.
So my bad, y'all. Like, I'm not trying to withhold any information from nobody. So I use secret.com.
What in the world is going on that forehead, child? Is that cute?
Rich Meat Beautiful in like Ashley Madison Mason, and then a little bit like POF and shit like that. Like, okay, yeah, I like what you do and shit like that, and you know, try to get to know them, and then have them go to my Snapchat and shit, like, you know, and then through Snapchat to my Cash App, you know, because they're trying to get to know you, you know, get to know this fucking, you know, these bills first.
Shut up, silly woman.
Because they're trying to get to know you, you know, get to know this fucking, you know, these bills first. Shit, and then they was interested in that because I posted my best pictures, my very best pictures and shit like that, and then had videos also. So, and they're a little bit like thirst traps and shit.
So boom, I had just moved to Dallas, or back to Dallas rather. I was like 23 years old or something like that. Just got out of a bad relationship. I get to Dallas and stuff is kind of rough. I'm not gonna lie to you. Stuff is real and rough. So I had this client. She was a very well-off woman, very financially stable, no kids. She just had 2 dogs. And she was a spiritual client of mine. So I used to do spiritual work for her, spiritual readings to guide her on her path and things of that nature. So I joined this group called Black Dallas, and I made this post. I was introducing myself, telling people about myself, and I mentioned that I was on my spiritual journey and all this.
A whole spinal form is a religious woman.
I need a sugar daddy stat. Girl, bye. If you're already looking for a sugar daddy whilst in the emergency, it's already too late. It's incredibly horrible that men want to give money to women who already look put together and intact. If you do have these emergencies, let me show you how to deal with them. Plan to solve your problems around a sugar daddy while simultaneously looking for one. Girl, get a JAB, get a loan from your parents. I don't know. Because when you're meeting a sugar daddy, you need to have some form of inner calm and inner tact to not let your desperation seep through. Because he might not solve your current emergency. But keep in mind that you'll make him solve your next one to make sure that you're never in that desperate situation ever again.
Angry man. All right, I'm gonna tell you, man, nobody can love me more than me. All right, I figured that out. But ladies, if you want to try, let me know. All right, if you want to try, the first thing you're gonna do when you see me is
shout out to the coach. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave a comment.
Oh, that was quick. All right, cool. Shout out to what is his name? His Media Entertainment 2.0. Oh, this is crazy. These people are crazy. But it is what it is. Whoring is the way. 2026 going forward. I had this other one, but all right, one more and I'm done. Cause I gotta go get my truck. One more and I'm done. So there is this lady over here on TikTok. She says, black men don't care about Ashley Janae. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't shit. One solo. Thank you, boo. He said they not even Miami 4s. They not even Miami 4s. The nerve of Booger Bears. Oh my God, that is hilarious. Stop this. Stop this. I mean, they're not. I agree, but I'm just saying. Thank you, boo. He said they all sound like Diddy. These are people that listen. Does anyone think that once Diddy comes out, because he will get out, that there will be a shortage of women who will go and see him, Bueller? They're going to go willingly to go see that man. Say I'm lying. After all this, they going. Thank you, Prince. Not gonna lie, the woman in red is beautiful. All right, I missed her. But say that these same people won't go to Diddy once he comes out. Now, if Diddy gonna do the same dumb shit, then that's on him, dumbass. If he gets himself wrapped up in the same dumb shit. But they're gonna go. Not there'll be another shortage of baby oil. They're gonna go though. They're gonna go. Especially he got a house in Miami still. They're going. Not baby oil bikinis. Not waiting outside the prison. Exactly. I agree. All right. I'm not gonna listen to her whole 7-minute rant, but let's go ahead and see what she got to say. Black men don't care about Ashley Janae.
Whoops. Black men don't give a fuck about the Ashley Janae situation. And I say most because I mean most. There's a lot that do care. You know what I'm saying? And some that do give a fuck. But I was on a live tonight, and the host was a black man. And the whole point was that he was supposed to be using his platform to raise awareness about the situation and really for us to get together as a community and to discuss the situation, right? I thought it was going real great for a long time until he got to like 1,000 people in the chat. Once he got to like 1,000 people in the chat, you could tell, at least from my perspective, my intuitive perspective, is that it was very performative, right? And he started rushing me in the middle of talking. Now, keep in mind, everybody in the comments are saying, we want to hear Flower talk. We want to hear her talk. Can she finish her story? Because me and the girls had kind of got sidetracked, went on a tangent, woo. So we circle it back. And in my perspective, he was very rude. There was another young lady that got up and spoke, and he started to basically tell us, like, there's 1,000 people in the chat, y'all. We got to move it quick. Like, make your point, get to the end. You know what I'm saying? Try to do it very quickly. And I just find that rude, disrespectful.
Girl, how you gonna find it rude and disrespectful? You got 1,000 people. If people try and come up, we ain't got time for y'all to be talking for 15 damn minutes. That's why I'm not watching the 7 damn minute video, because you don't know how to wrap it up, B. Just running off at the mouth, just rambling at this point. Oh, I don't like the way that he's talking. Girl, then leave.
Disgusting behavior, specifically as it pertains to what we're discussing. Regardless of the topic, if we're talking about justice for someone's life, How are you rushing somebody? Mind you, I am a very well-spoken, articulate individual. I don't drag on. I don't go on tangents. Mind you, I have notes literally of this case and the situation and every pages and pages of notes. So
girl, I'm gonna need you to get a job because the last thing that I got is notes on this shit. If I don't remember, I'm gonna forget. If y'all don't remind me, it's out of here. Okay, I ain't got time for all that.
My points were actually already organized, and this is what my instinct told me. And stay with me. He didn't like the fact that I was a Black woman.
Oh my God!
Was articulate enough to communicate that I was in a relationship with a dangerous white man. That irritated him. He says things in his live in the chat that it was like, oh, I'm a Black man and I'm here to support Black women. I'm gonna help no matter how I can. Woo-dee-woo-dee-woo. But his behavior in the chat was completely contradictory to that. And I could tell that his tone shifted and he got irritated as I was telling my story, which was completely contrary to what all of the women in the chat were doing. The more I told my story, the more other women in the chat were feeling comfortable to say, I'm in this situation right now and I don't know what to do. There was another woman in the chat that was like, I went through the same exact thing and he was white and he was wealthy and we lived a good life until he started abusing me. There was another woman. I mean, they're in the comments, they're in the chat.
Then what you're saying is that typically it sounds like they get abused in these situations, but they still want to have these same relationships. That's what I'm hearing. Not to mention the fact, of course, it's as a Black woman because you always got to single your damn self out sounding crazy. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You're talking to a Black man, so why would you even say that? Y'all are so dumb. You get on my nerves. Thank you, boo. He said, sounds like it was more about her than Ashley. Always, right? That's actually on point. It's about her. Girl, then you should have got on your damn TikTok and just did your own thing. How about that?
And they're like, yes, let's talk about this. And then the second that happened, he proceeded to tell me.
All these comments, I'm just seeing it. Somebody said, anyways, fellas, y'all have a good day and drink water, kings. I care about her as much as she cared about me. Always y'all playing marathon. Football almost back, guys. I promise you I don't. Then start your own chat on the subject. Exactly, right? Who y'all got winning the championship? Anyway, fellas, is anyone keeping up with the spring league and football? Oh, Lord, help your people. Y'all not doing the right thing.
You needed to hurry up and you needed to wrap it up. And I thought that was extremely rude, extremely weird, and extremely disrespectful. And hear me out. It's not because of anything relating to me or
those nails are horrible looking. And them rings on top of it, it's just too much.
My ego or my grandiosity. It has everything to do with if we're discussing the case of Ashley Janae. And that's why I wound up going live myself because and some of those people came over because it's the fact that I'm telling you, as a young Black woman who dated an older white male, X, Y, and Z, this is the way that these people think. This is their pathology. These are the
oh Lord, please don't say the pathology, chat.
Things that we need to look for as women and, all these different things. And I could just tell that he got irritated. And then
irritated. You're irritating. Could that be it? You're just irritating.
Almost like tried to pick an argument in a weird way. Like towards the end, he kind of tried to do this thing where he corrected or nitpicked whether or not I mentioned that she was found hanging on the bedroom door or the closet door. We don't know which one. At least I don't know which one, right? Because I've heard multiple different accounts from different news sources. And so I was kind of like, oh, I don't know. I wasn't, and he proceeded to kind of, 10 toes down.
All right, that's the end of that, y'all. I can't do it. I've had enough. I got to go get my truck. I'd rather go get my truck than sit here and listen to her, child. That's enough. She ain't saying shit. It's the same old, as a Black woman. How could you do this to me as a Black woman? He did this because I'm a Black woman. Talking to a whole ass Black man about a damn Black woman. These people are never satisfied, child. Never, ever, ever, ever. So, F her. Anyway. So that's it. That's all I got for y'all. Almost 3 hours. That is good, y'all. That was a good update. We learned a few little things today. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I don't know if I'll come back and do a show tonight. Maybe. We'll see. I got to see what's going on out here. All right. Shout out to y'all, though. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for everyone that donated Shout out to the stream sponsor, Prince Revolver. Appreciate you with the 5 memberships. If you got a membership out the blue, that's probably where it came from. Y'all make sure you hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. Share the video, share the stream. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to Dee. I see you, boo. All good in the hood. Yeah, turn notifications on. Maybe I'll come on later. If y'all didn't see, I'll be on FDNHT tomorrow. Actually, I'm going to stream it, so you could just be here. So I put that up tomorrow at 10:30 or so. All right. Hopefully, I'll see y'all there. I'll see you later or see you tomorrow. I see you all in the next